Yeah, like Dilly dokily.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and how you folks doing? For now, right now, it is myself, Syncweaver, Anima, and oh, never
And
mind,
and
never
panic.
mind, never mind, never mind. But yeah,
Just in time.
Oh,
just
you
in
messed it
time.
up. You
Yeah,
you you were you messed up the funky flow. You didn't have to say all of that. You could have just
You could have
said
just
me.
said,
I know, right? Just and
and
panic.
and panic. Okay, yeah, keep that shit hidden. But hey, how you folks doing? Good morning, and welcome to apartment 814. Take your shoes off, relax, sit down, and let's have a conversation. Things and current events that are happening today. Uh, I would like to say good morning. How y'all doing? How's your day going, guys? That's
it's
your
Um,
raining.
that's your all cue.
Anima.
I,
The Aeon
I was
Anima.
like, it's raining.
It's rain. Uh, pretty good. I got woken up early enough to make it on time. So yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, coffee. I need some.
Voluntarily or involuntarily?
The latter.
Hmm.
But it all works out. It
Indeed.
all works out.
That's good to hear. And how about yourself? You feeling the funky flow? Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. I'm still doing his maintenance.
It's all good. I think he's feeling the funky flow right now. Getting his
Uh,
Probably getting his coffee right now. But today,
In the rain or in the snow.
we got ourselves a good
Got
amount of
the, got
subjects
the
today,
funky flow.
and this guy is
Oh
singing.
yes, we
In the
do.
rain.
We're gonna actually start off with probably the, I would say the more important one today, which is probably skeptic has submitted. Want to talk about that?
Yay!
Talk about that first. Keep that energy going, I guess.
Keep that energy going.
He's got a couple topics actually, so it's not gonna be a long one.
I mean, well, honestly, I was interested in Anima finishing what he was saying, but let's see. Let me go back to the subject. Oh right, yeah, Twitch strike. That should be fun. The real question is, why did it take so long for us to go like, you know what? Let's do wait, has this been done before on Twitch? Or is this like, because this is my first time hearing anything about this.
I
So
feel like there's been like similar things.
There
Not
has
exactly
been-
this.
yeah, there has been strikes before. People,
Oh, okay.
just like bigger streamers have not just stream and decided not to do anything. And here's like what I would say. The intention is all good, but I think results may vary, because it's not like Twitch isn't owned by like richest companies in the world, and they may or may not give to anything that's going on Twitch. And having a single day off on Twitch may not even do much, but I could see the effort. They'll probably do something because some big streamers are doing it, but you need to have a majority streamers. Like, is there at least a list on this website that talks about who's taken this hashtag a day off of Twitch? At the very least.
No clue, actually.
That's my browser. Could have brought that browser up a long time ago.
Yeah, I guess that does matter actually, because if it's just a bunch of small time people, it's like it'll be less effective. But even if it's just a handful of big time people, that really will be enough, I would imagine.
So, what the heck? I never saw that one coming. Looking on it, and I'm seeing like these trending. Asmongold wants to quit streaming. Crap, that would definitely have me click, but I would like to hear that from him.
I'm sorry. I can.
So, oh, you
Hold up.
can hardly hear me, right?
No, I can hear you. I'm just wondering why I can see what you're listening to. Yeah, I see you listening to music. Sync.
Oh, That's the Spotify thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah, that's
Good to
okay.
know.
But Asmongold is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, and him not streaming on September 1st may be a thing, but if a majority, maybe like, if I could just name off big time streamers, I'll do that like right now. Be like, oh, they're not even too early in the morning, basically. But I would say people like I don't know if Ninja's like even up there anymore.
Oh, I was about to say Ninja.
But Tim the Tap Man, Dr. Lupo, who else? They're like I'm saying like a whole bunch of like high end people.
Are these people participating, or you're just putting the names out there?
I'm putting names out there because those who I should like Pokimane I should expect them to not streaming because they are like the majority case. Like if we're talking about the top 100 streamers just not stream for that day, maybe that'll cause an effect. But if someone announces a day off and it's not planned, collaborated by like if not a big portion of the platform, then I don't know if anything is really going to be done. So I have my doubts.
It's okay. It's not really so much about if it's gonna work. It's about sending a message. You know,
I understand.
We do it in Smash all the time. Whether it works or not, the message is sent.
Smash is smaller.
I'm kidding, dude. I'm talking about like when you go out for a big play on Smash, like off stage, and it doesn't work, but the person feels the threat. Like it's a bit. That's like an Alpha Red reference.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it didn't land.
It sends a message. Look, I get it. I'm just saying, like, I think that the idea is that, all right, so if word is getting around, most of the big streamers probably heard they're going to make a decision to do it or not. I don't know if it's that organized. We're going to have a list, but I think that as long as people are aware and agree with the issue that's happening, which they probably are, they're going to most likely not be there, you know? Or maybe some of them don't care. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's more important to understand where Twitch like falls on people creating an organized effort. If they really do something about it, or they really say, you know, we spoke and we listened, we were going to do something about it, then it was successful, whether it was like a huge collaboration or not.
Well, go ahead.
So I don't know. That's all I had to really say about it. I think the idea is that it's not to be dismissed. I think that as more people figure out what's going on, and there's still plenty of time, we have a week before it becomes a bigger deal. I think that the only thing it's probably missing is an effective social media, like spread the word strategy or something. Get on that Firefest and just post the color on Instagram or something.
We'll see what happens, because if it
just the color.
Like yeah, you're right. The first is like over a week now, like 10 days from now. But they would have to spread awareness of this for one. Talk about it on their channels. They're gonna have to let people know. They're gonna probably have to make videos on it as well. Talk about how they're gonna have a day off to spread the word. Because this is the first time for me hearing this, and if by the time the first comes up and nobody or not a lot of people know about this, spreading the word, talking about it, or even higher up streamers like the top 100, like I said, aren't participating in it, the effect may not land as well, because some people just might say, oh, they're just taking a day off, just move on lives, and that the message may not land as hard. I would say the message is there. They just have to. There's more to it. I think that they should also do. But I honestly think.
What do you suggest, actually, if you don't mind me asking?
I would suggest more of a. I would say a more consistent effort, not just take a day off, but also like when you go on your stream, if you are a bigger streamer, you talk about it. You spread awareness. you could talk about on your social media and not ignore this. There's
Well, I mean, do you know if they're not? I'm not
There-
challenging you. I'm
there
just because
is-
this is news to me. I didn't know
Yeah.
until this morning.
So, as far as I could tell, and as far as much as I go on Twitter, a lot of the big streamers haven't really talked so much about it. They've said like, "Oh man, hate bots. Well, time to start blocking." Like, okay, but this is happening constantly to a lot of the colored streamers that are in there,
So
and
that's news to me as well.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow.
well, yeah, that's exactly the point, because the colored streamers are the one who are talking about it, and there's not a lot, and I'm not saying that there isn't, but there isn't a lot of like particularly colored people in the top 100 in terms of Twitch. So
Okay, so
They-
hear me out just for a moment. You're telling me that this campaign can fail because the hate campaigns have targeted a minority,
no,
but also a minority of the top 100, and therefore it's not going to be an effective campaign to just strike for a day?
no, I'm saying the causality of people may just knowing or not caring, and the awareness not being
Okay,
spread, because honestly,
hear
this
what
is the first time I heard about this, right? A day off of Twitch, and they're planning, or I don't even know who's leading the charge. I don't know who started the plan. This is like my first time hearing this, and I'm like, wait, this should have been like talked about somewhere on Twitch or Twitter or somewhere. Some big time streamer should have already talked about this, saying like, "Oh, I'm planning to do this." Yeah, I am now learning about this from you guys. That's
Alright,
that's
look.
not a good. That's not a good.
Well, if it
that's not a good
means-
show.
If it means anything, the article is only 2 to 3 hours old, so this might just be hot off the press.
Right.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, dude, if you haven't heard anything about it, we haven't heard anything about it. It
Well-
maybe just started. Give it some time to simmer.
It's hot off the press, sure, but like something like this definitely should have been like within my earshot.
I don't know.
No,
Since-
I hear
since
what you're
I-
saying.
lot of
Since
credit, but
I float around when it comes to like news and stuff, or like top tier streamers and shit. And I'm just like, wait, how come I haven't heard of it? Who has talked about this? And that's the reason why I'm like, does the article
Well-
talk about people who talked
Well,
about this?
you assumed that like nobody was talking about it because it wasn't a big, like, you just made a big claim. And the reason I asked, and genuinely out of interest, is because I'm like, are you considering all the factors? Because that's kind of a big thing to say. Like, I don't know how many streamers were on that BLM, but like, you have to say, you can't. That was a big assumption. I don't think you should do that unless you understand the situation. That's all. I don't know. Something about that just rubbed me the wrong way.
Well,
in a genuine
he's-
way.
Well, like Sink is saying like something this big should have been like
Planned
should-
sooner.
like in like the public audio prior to this article, and there's some truth to that. But what Enma is saying, Sink, is like you don't have ears across all of Twitch, so don't be surprised if you just happen to not catch it.
Saying that this is happening in 10 days, and yet since I go on fucking Twitter all the time, and that's where pretty much all of the Twitch based, the higher up Twitch based go on when they talk about something, when they want to spread some sort of awareness or news. This is the first time I'm hearing this, saying that if even if I didn't get any earshot of this, or if there's no streamer that's been already talking about it now, planning about it, then I
Well,
don't know. I mean, on
well,
that
I
side,
don't
you're
know
right,
who,
because 10 days later, this could be a big thing.
All right, so then I
Well,
mean,
well,
my
clearly
argument
it
stands.
was discussed. Clearly it was discussed because like people like let's see, like there's this one person who says
That's yeah,
that the
but that's
article brings up from
that's-
like 2 days ago,
that's one person.
and
We
whoever
don't know
and
how
and
many
the
other
other
people.
and the other 5,000 people that liked her comment that obviously saw it.
And those are 5,000 of perhaps her fans, though. That's
Probably.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Twitter is sometimes you could just be in a bubble. That's all you are. You're your own community with your own bubble. 5,000 people could just be fans who watch you. I myself am looking on Twitter right now, on streamer sphere and in the subject of gaming and seeing who's talking about this.
Why don't you just put hashtag
Well, actually,
on Twitch? Then?
yeah, and just see what pops up.
So I will do that.
You haven't done that. Look,
No, he said he will.
I'm just saying, to be determined, bro. Do the homework. It's a public service announcement. Can we move on, bro? You wanted to not talk about this. Now I'm over it because you really made all these assumptions. You don't have like the facts.
No, he was just wondering where it was hiding.
Well,
I couldn't tell you.
you know something. I'll be honest with you. I live in a cave. I don't get on Twitter all the time. I don't even look at like streams of big Twitch streamers, and I don't follow the news that much. I'll be honest. But when something's new and it's like, well, where was it sooner? I mean,
like I honestly think that it's just because it's just too new.
Yeah,
and like it was mainly word of mouth.
I still feel like
It's
I would have
probably-
figured
no,
out something sooner.
It
too.
is wrong of me to assume to have like a lot of assumptions. It's just like if this is like a thing that just got started by, from what it looks like, one person, because people are repeating what this one. That's the example. That's the one example.
Yeah, that's believable. Like it's an idea. It's the most
It's an idea.
incredible, dangerous thing. You know.
let's I know. Let's just see if it catches. Let's see if the fire starts and the news gets around. Because normally the way that you hear about stuff, even big streamers, like they might have somebody come to them and say, "Hey, are you gonna do that a day off Twitch?" And they're like, "Oh, what's that?" Like it can work in reverse too. You know, like the people can talk about it to the big streamers and they don't know what's going on, and then they can decide.
I think it has I think it has a decent chance of catching fire. I think more than it doesn't, in my opinion.
I will recheck this and see if this is spreading in a good amount of days. Because if someone starts it and the campaign like dies down in terms of awareness, that like in no time, that I would worry. But I'm hoping that this is not the case. And especially, I would say that the people who participate on this aren't just like, streamers have higher numbers, but honestly, people, and I would say a lot of them from the top 100 should participate.
People with high enough influence, basically. Right. Yes.
So
we'll see. I feel like I was just kind of treating it as did you guys know this is the thing?
I had absolutely no clue. Like as far as I'm concerned, like this is like a 2 to 3 day old concept. So fresh.
Yeah, because even I don't follow huge streamers. Imagine that even smaller streamers are going to say like, yeah, I'm going to do it because maybe their audiences care about if they care, Like
I think it's going to ramp up at the last 2 days.
Yeah, like give it the law of oh gosh, I forget what the law is. I'm thinking of Murphy's Law. Like, no, that's not it.
yeah, Murphy's Law.
Like I'm all for it. If you think I'm not, I'm all for it. I just.
All right, well, I'm gonna tell my streamer friends. That's all I had to say. That's really was all I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
I would love to see XQC be part of that. Yeah, since he is literally 1% of viewer base of Twitch, apparently.
It's not okay. Well, look, Skeptic had a secondary topic too.
Did I? It's kind of this one's more group based because like it's like I know we all have like a thing to say about it, but I need someone to explain to me why Nintendo has the audacity to think that they can just they're just like on some Omni-Man shit, just like it's my suit, give it back now. It's like no. We need you to take down all of your illegal ROM websites now. I'm just like, okay.
I love that Omni-Man reference because of the way you delivered the line was like pretty much exactly how you said it, and that's the exact energy.
That is the energy that they're coming with. The only difference is we're not okay. Well, Nintendo's not Omni-Man. Like that's the only difference. It's like not to go like who do they think they are? Like Nintendo is Nintendo, but it's like they're setting themselves up for failure. Like that is a campaign that will not be successful. They might as well try to crush human ideas. Good luck.
The fact that they're telling them to destroy the ROMs is funny to me
I know, right?
because if I'm not mistaken,
But they're just like do it now type shit. Like
I mean, it's
they take back their ROMs from ROM sites before trying to close down other ROM sites. Like they didn't even have their own ROMs.
no, they didn't take back any ROMs. They just tell them to shut it down and delete it.
But what happened? What I heard about them like taking the ROMs, like the ones they did not have,
So
that the ROM sites had, and then still telling them to shut it all down.
So I believe we're talking about the guy that they sued in Australia who owes millions of dollars to Nintendo because he actually like had like a purchase system through that, which you shouldn't do.
That's what we're talking about right now, which it is illegal. That's totally. I mean, we're not arguing the legality of it.
Well, okay, so Skeptic, do you know what happened recently? Of this guy called ROM Universe that has like a website called ROM Universe. Is that what you're talking about, or is talking about?
Assume that I have no idea what you're talking about.
So recently, this guy who website called ROM Universe, and the payment system he has is that you pay $5 to get a speed up on your ROM download. So he's not like legit selling the ROM. You can just download faster. But Nintendo, Nintendo is suing the guy and making him shut down that entire website, which has pretty much archived almost the entire library of like Nintendo's like old NES, SNES, Nintendo 64s, GameCube, everything. Anima, you got some feedback, bro.
What kind of feedback are we talking about?
Sounds like you were outside a bit. Maybe it was an error.
Fine. Oh, the literal feedback. I thought you. I thought you meant the other kind of feedback.
No.
Have you been hearing it this whole time or just now?
No, it just popped up.
Because there's a huge storm outside. I mean,
word.
It looks extra dreary outside.
Like it's a hurricane. Hurricane Henry is happening right now.
But yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about, because that it may be a coincidence that you were talking about Nintendo and taking down ROM websites. But that's the latest story. ROM Universe no longer exists because Nintendo said, nah, we don't want you to have these archived games that we're not going to resell. Not really doing anything with. I would love for them to start. I don't even care if they sell it again, but at the very least, allow people to buy, not just Nintendo 64, but also GameCube and maybe even like Wii games. But
wouldn't that be nice?
They have all these IPs and don't want to do anything with it.
It's really that we can't access it. We would like access.
Right. It's more like that.
I mean, we pay money willingly to get it if they gave it to us that way. I can't even get like a digital copy of Black and White right now. I'm kind of like pissed because now I have to rely on getting a hard copy.
So here's the thing, and I wish I could find an article, but there have been assumptions that Nintendo is doing something like artificially causing a shortage.
Yeah, that's right.
They're not artificially. They are. Well, they aren't. It isn't a rumor. It's the truth because they just did it with 3D All Stars.
Well, this is something that hasn't been confirmed. Like that's why I'm saying that this is. I'm saying it's alleged because I can't say anything concrete. If I said, "Oh, this is a fact," then people can take people's words out of context.
It's pretty much looking like that. Like an artificial is the right term.
Assume legality. Let's just say that. Assume legality.
That's exactly how it looks like they're doing. If they're not doing it, I'll be surprised because that's what it looks like. Just like, and plenty of people have pointed that out.
Yeah, it does look like that's what's happening, and the grimy tactics is starting to really make Nintendo look even worse.
I mean,
they looked bad before. Now it's just getting worse.
I mean, they're only only making it worse. It's just like we can do this the easy way, we can do it the hard way.
So I'm just waiting until the tower collapses.
As you should. they'll realize Nintendo's tried to play hardball before, so it's like they're not gonna. It wouldn't be wise for them to continue down this path, and I think they're aware. They're just testing. They're seeing how far they can take it. So like, their little do this because I told you to. Let's see how long they can do that.
That's, well, we can go in on that, but we shouldn't. It also pertains to their culture and how people do business over in Japan.
And that is also true. That is also true. A very important piece of the puzzle.
You know how there are actual Japanese companies that are trying to change their headquarters over to other countries, and so Sony did that more recently. They placed their new headquarters in California.
Oh.
And there was another company thinking of. They also, yeah. Tencent is thinking about also moving their headquarters to the country because apparently, and this is such a shocking thing. China wants to have more regulation and controls on the games that they create. So.
Oh wow, I can't believe China would do such a thing.
Oh yeah, I know, right? It's such a shocker. But let's actually headway to our another subject that does pertain to Nintendo product here. And the Aeon Anima. Sorry, I almost did not TM that. You were talking about the official Pokemon channel, right? And their presentation.
Yeah, somebody was like, "Yo,
the RCS MMO." Yeah, it's looking pretty nice.
MMO, I wish. That's an MMO I'd play. But okay, so honestly, I didn't care that much. Somebody on Friday was just like, "Did you watch the Pokemon Direct?" I'm like, "Oh, is that why there's an RCS extended trailer or trailer 2?" Like, all right, let me peep in and see about that release date for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, because I know it's on there. If it's a whole direct, they only got 3 things that they're working on, really, aside from all that other cash grab nonsense that nobody really cares about, including Pokemon Go. Like, why are you guys still talking about Pokemon Go? Like, we're not in COVID times. I know it's outside and all, but like, there's gonna be an event right here in this spot. Everyone go there. Like,
yes.
I think the funny thing is that because people are still doing Pokemon Go had to change up their formula, how it's programmed, where people could sit down and have a wider range of of staying in their house, so they don't have to leave it. So the sensory has like a wider range that they can go to their Pokestops or whatever in their gyms without leaving their home. And I thought that was a pretty nice gesture.
That's cool.
Yeah, people love Pokemon Go. It's not really like a surprise. It's just nobody talks about it. Like you still got Pokemon Go fanatics. You got adults who just want to have their jog on, or like to travel, or they're going to work. They just throw on Pokemon Go.
I think Pokemon Go was like hands down the like biggest craze in the between 2010 to 2020. Like, it was very short lived, but like that shit was like, I don't know, between that and Bitcoin, I don't know what got the most publicity. Bro, people were like, it was Pokemon Go was on the news weeks, like news. Like what?
Like what is correct? You kind of cut out a little bit.
Oh. Did you guys hear anything before that?
You just kind of chopped up. You were like Missy Elliott when she was just like,
"Oh,
close while I break it down."
I said, I don't know what got the most craze in this decade, Bitcoin or Pokemon Go.
Bowsette. Somebody's phone vibrating into the mic.
That's not me.
Not me.
All right. So aside from the silence, though,
I was enjoying that.
I thought well you were going to say something else. Well, let's if we're talking about the direct, it was all right. I think.
So what did they talk about other than Pokemon Legends Arceus remake MMO?
Diamond
What
and
was
Pearl
the-
remake.
that was
Oh,
it,
right.
Diamond Pro and Arceus, the
And-
only 2 games that are really coming
And
out.
if we're not forgetting Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Brush Your Teeth, Pokemon.
Wait,
other...
what's Pokemon Cafe?
It's like a weird little, not even puzzle game. I don't know. It's Pokemon Cafe mix, and then they're gonna do Pokemon Cafe remix. Little mini games. Who
Did it.
cares?
I
Really,
I'm
dude?
sure somebody
I
out
did
there
it.
probably cares.
I did
Like,
it.
Don't.
I did it.
Really, dude?
What?
I did it. I did it.
What?
Should I even ask?
Oh my god.
Thought I was scared. Thought I was
Oh my
scared.
god.
Why do you do it?
Oh, he actually timed me out. That's hilarious.
Mm.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. Y'all can continue. And I'm gonna mute myself again, but Negro, make last order of mine. That's all I gotta say.
Mm.
So you
um,
just gonna. So that was Panic's topic.
Yeah. No,
So what is your topic, Sync?
Wait, I'm not done yet.
yeah. Let Anima, or I'm sorry, the Aeon Anima TM to finish.
What's your topic, last order?
He's scared to talk now because somebody used their power. So, I mean, anyway, look, all I wanted to say, guys, is the remake is happening. It's gonna drop like November. I was gonna ask you guys, hey, are you getting it?
I actually might,
I sure as heck am.
because I actually wanted to get Omega Ruby, but yeah, funds and necessity said no. So
Wait, you
Yeah.
never had it? Who, what?
I never had Omega Ruby.
Oh.
I had Ruby, obviously, but that's why I wanted Omega Ruby. But funds and necessity said no.
Wait, Ruby and
I don't know
Sapphire?
whose
I thought we were
copy of-
talking about Diamond and Pearl.
Yes, we are. I'm saying I'm
Some
getting.
remakes.
Oh,
I'm most
okay.
likely going to get. Excuse me, Shining. Was it Brilliant Diamond? Yeah, I'm most
Yeah.
likely going to get Brilliant Diamond. Because I wanted Omega Ruby, but I couldn't get it because necessity and funds said no. So I actually probably am going to get this remake. I just don't. Is it for the Switch? It's for the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm probably going to get it.
This is it's still weird. I guess they just want to keep the nostalgia factor with the 2 games.
No, it's not. It's not just a nostalgia factor. It's giving the fans what they wanted. Like, if we have a Diamond game that's set in the engine of Sword and Shield,
Well, Diamond
Yeah.
and Pearl is what I was saying.
I know, but I'm saying that generation. If we have that generation game that's set in the engine of Sword and Shield, hell yeah, I'll play that bitch. Sorry, that story was actually pretty good.
Diamond
And
and
then-
Pearl was...
You know, you're a minority who believes that was a good
Is
because
he?
of the team. I don't know. A lot of people don't really think that
It wasn't a bad story.
Galactic was all that in a bag of potato chips. I didn't hate it.
No, Galactic wasn't the prime story. It was Giratina when Platinum released, and
Okay.
since this is the remake, Giratina is going to be mixed into this.
Okay.
Arceus too.
No, actually, probably.
Arceus honestly is such a prominent Pokemon in the lore that I'm not sure why they just now. Well, like when did Arceus show up?
Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond Pearl, right? Okay, okay. Sorry,
Gen 4.
sorry. Then Arceus honestly should just like show up in some small, like lore-wise reason like every game after. I don't
Yeah.
think that's what it did. It's supposed to be the god of all Pokemon.
You would think more
Yeah.
people would reference it, yeah, in the games after.
Like Mew up here saying, "Oh, hey, what's up, Dad?" And Arceus just like,
Basically,
"Why are you out of your mom's belly so fast?" It's just like
Mew, the second Pokemon or the first Pokemon?
so. Like Mew is
It's
supposed,
already a
yeah,
Pokemon.
Mew is supposed to be the originator, and Arceus is supposed to be the god of all Pokemon. So it's like if you're gonna make a Pokemon that's supposed to be the canonical god, then have it show up every game after, I
Or
would
at least
say.
be mentioned. I don't
something,
necessarily need
yeah.
it to show up, but
Something
So-
like that.
They're
the
saving
fact
it
that you
for
reminded
this
me
new game. Was it Legends? Legends.
I guess so. Well,
And
I'm
one-
glad they're breaking away from the formula. I'm not gonna say I don't want to try the game because I do want them to not just, ask me, "Are you a boy or a girl?" and then send me off to
I mean,
be
that's
a crime organization,
That's-
get 8 badges, and then become the champion. Yay! Like, I'm over it. Can we get something
I
different?
will say this, since you talk about crime organizations, I think
And it looks like they're gonna ask me if I'm a boy or girl anyway in Arceus. So
Yeah.
there's
of course.
that's like that is the
So-
plot of Pokemon right there.
My
you're a boy or a
question
girl.
is well, I guess because it's Diamond and Pearl generation and theme, but it's like, can I pick, like, do I have to be the Diamond and Pearl setting? Like, can I pick like any trainer?
Oh, for Legends?
Yes.
It kind
Um,
no, that's
It
apparently
takes place in pre-Sinnoh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're playing the ancestors of the characters. So
And that's
Yeah.
another
don't-
thing I
don't
wanted
do
to
that crap.
mention. It's the facts, bro. It's old. It's called the Hisui region, right?
right.
It's what later goes on to become the Sinnoh region.
No, Virginia.
Here's the thing, like, I didn't really want to talk about it but so much, but the idea is that you are one of the pioneers of Pokemon catching. Like, these Pokeballs are mad primitive. You see when it catches a Pokemon, it sends off
mean,
a little flare.
It can't be any more primitive than Professor Oak's Pokeball with the time lock on it, the time dial on
No, it
That's-
gets more primitive than that, apparently.
it.
We're talking about
No,
years
what are you?
ago.
Are you? I don't know about that. Professor Oak's, pre-made Pokeball. Apparently, Professor Oak created the modern Pokeball. Is what people seem to also forget. He created the modern Pokeball, and that's canonical.
they
Where
don't
peop-
talk about it.
I know they don't talk about it, but like when you look at the Pokeballs in Pokemon Legends, right? It almost seems like it just acts the same in its own little way.
They,
But I don't know.
they actually do say, and I do mean once, they actually do say once that Professor Oak created that Pokeball. Believe in his intro, in the first game, he says, these are Pokeballs and these are Pokemon. I think he mentions that he says these are my Pokeballs. Pretty sure. I could be wrong, but it's only in the first generation, so
Like,
You wanna know what bothers me about that? Why isn't there a Pokemon or Pokeball factory until like Gen 6 then?
well, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that is a good question. But they started making new Pokeballs in Gen 2 because you can have different kind of Pokeballs than that. And
But
yeah,
none of them are like Professor Oak invented this new Pokeball.
so I think the thing is that Professor Oak modernized the Pokeball. He didn't invent the Pokeball, and yeah, I can believe that.
But why did they use apricots to make Pokeballs? Isn't that in the second gen?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
it
the
is in
second.
the second gen, and they do use apricots. They showed us in the trailer, so you can use apricots to make Pokeballs. It's like one of the resources you can find
for
So-
Legends.
from Legends. Yes.
Okay.
So
Did they cite Professor Oak for that?
why would they? He didn't invent the Pokeball.
I don't get it. He
Well,
invented
not the
modern one.
original. Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't ever mention his like modernization of it though.
That's the thing. He only mentions it like once, that he modernized the Pokeball to make it easier to catch. But then you look at Legends, and it acts the same way. So it's like, oh, okay. I see. All right. Well, whoever invented the Pokeball might actually show up in Legends because they say that Pokemon are feral, dangerous creatures in that game.
They are always feral, dangerous creatures.
That's why I laugh.
They're like, Pokemon are not our friends. They're feral. And watch. It's gonna be like, we need to keep the status quo. Pokemon are feral creatures. We should leave them alone. Probably gonna happen.
You shouldn't be in tall grass by yourself, boy.
It's very
You gotta take
dangerous.
this with you.
I like the fact that in Legends they get to attack you. So now it's becoming more realistic.
Yeah, that was interesting. And I was like, oh look, assaulted by Pokemon finally in 2021.
And I'm like, is that a Gyarados? Roar! Oh, it's about to attack me. Wow.
So does that,
And that's why you
mean
walk
that every
around.
week?
You probably do, and then you get knocked out, and you wake up with less
In the
money.
hospital?
You're in the hospital. Yeah. You wake up in the hospital, your money taken, because Pokemon have to buy things too. Some of your food should get taken, your bait. Oh. Let's see. I'm really curious about you know what? I wonder how evolution is going to work in this game for the odd ones, like that squid or a Shedinja.
So, topsy turvy.
Oh Lord, please! I can't even with that Pokemon. I can't.
We were just talking about that because I'm playing through Y right now. He's like, do you know how to evolve that thing? And I'm just like, no. He's like, so you turned the 3DS upside down, right? I'm just like, what?
Yes, that's funny.
I'm like,
You're welcome.
yeah, so I'm sure I would have figured that out as I was playing Pokemon Y on the roller coaster, right by the loop-de-loop. Like, oh, he's leveling up.
I was about to say bullshit. You would have figured that. Who would have figured that out?
I would have been like,
I would say that's that's kind of cool though. That you
Bro. Oh, okay, you know what?
It's cool when you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Sync, tell me when you're gonna have your DS upside down at the same point that your Pokemon is leveling up at the end of a battle, and keep it that way so it can
You
evolve.
Well, okay,
accidentally
listen,
dropped
that's
it on
not
the floor.
It's not my fault that the 3DS is not more prominent nowadays, and that it's not being resold on the Switch.
You
that would have been
accidentally dropped it on the floor.
Well, I hope I can turn my Switch upside down and get the same result.
right.
I'm so mad. I didn't even realize the 3DS had a gyroscopic thing going on. Like, I'm sitting there playing and the Holocaster pops up. And I'm like, why is he drifting off to the left? What is this, some sort of like rule of three dramatic effect? It turns out, or why is the camera shaking? I'm like, why does it look like Michael Bay's filming right now? Because it's like moving around a lot unnecessarily. And then I realized, and then my gyroscope's broken, of course. I'm like, oh. Of course, the moment I find out that this is a thing, it's already messed up. I don't even use this thing that much.
Damn.
But anyway, I'm just saying they need to stop it with that. I'm still convinced that a lot of these evolutions are just unnecessarily convoluted. Even trading for evolution, I get it, but it's outdated. Like, what are the chances somebody's just gonna be like, all right, here's your Gengar back. Here's your Alakazam back.
See,
like,
I've always thought that was kind of that was like a flaw in the trading game. Because what if you traded your Haunter, and they gave you a goddamn Parasect or something, and you're like,
No.
all right, now can I get my Gengar? They're just like, see you, bro.
they're gonna give you a Deuce
Well,
Cloud and a Master
and
Ball.
like then there's the Wonder Trade, bro. Like,
Oh my god.
the Wonder
Wonder-
Trade is a
Wonder
wonderful
Trade-
thing.
Honestly, Wonder Trade's the best way to game the system. You can just throw anything in there and get
It is,
something
man.
really good.
Right.
People be so nice, man. I traded a Metapod and got a whole Piplup. I was like, oh,
I got a
alrighty then.
Shiny Litten, and this is my return to. I was like, what's Wonder Trade? The first thing I got was a shiny Litten. I didn't even raise it. I was in shock. I'm like, wait, wait! I already got another Litten. Why I gotta get a shiny? How did they get a shiny starter? And then I'm just like, oh, I had to look it up. Oh, you just gotta play through the intro 1,000 times,
Yep.
and they're just handing those out. Okay.
Listen, man.
I mean,
People are
because-
generous.
No. The reason they're handing them out is because they're looking for a shiny with specific stats.
I
So when
figured
you
that
have-
out.
when you have all these shinies that do nothing for you, you have nothing to do with them. You're just gonna put them in Wonder Trade. That's literally what people do.
That's a pretty big deal for Wonder Trade. I remember one of the Pokemon came through with Pokerus, and I'm just like, what's Pokerus? And I look it up. I'm like, what are people doing with their time?
A lot.
Pokemon is a big thing. It's never gonna die.
Like the odds of these things. I remember watching a video of like the most rare things in Pokemon. Shinies aren't even close, apparently. But like Pokerus, big deal.
Oh yeah, Pokerus is very rare. So when you get it, they will literally keep a Pokemon in the computer. That Pokemon is meant to give everybody else Pokerus. That's how rare it is.
I got it, and that's what I got. It's a Pokemon with the Pokerus because it spreads.
So,
It's easy to keep a Pokemon on deck to have it, but I'm like, then it gets invalidated by EV training. I'm like, oh, I guess.
so
No, it doesn't. Never mind.
so
No, it helps EV training.
I think there's like one last Pokemon news that I can probably share. So notice, and I think Skeptic noticed this, but notice you can fight against a Wartortle in Pokemon Unite, right? In the tutorials. And then when you go and try to pick a Pokemon, you don't see Blastoise on the roster.
Yeah,
So-
me and Skeptic noticed that.
Yeah. So with that question in mind, I went back home, right? Thinking about it, I'm like, where is Blastoise? So
Somewhere.
they're finally going to probably have Blastoise show up within like a week or two. Is the supposed rumor. But no news. What they did say though is that there's going to be a Blissey. They're holding out.
That tank ass Pokemon.
Yeah, well, okay. So I was watching Blissey being played, and Blissey is quite powerful as a healer. And
Understood.
Makes sense.
and Blissey has
Okay.
a ton of HP, so she may be the new meta. And I do apologize if I'm giving them pronouns. I'm sorry, he, she, whatever. I apologize. I see Blissey as a girl. I'm sorry, but Blissey combined with like Machoke, it's insane. Because Machoke would just sit there and be the forerunner, and then you have Snorlax, which is already broken, by the way, because his block is broken.
Machamp
His block
looks so silly. I'm sorry. I know that the Snorlax block is kind of busted, but
It is.
because I don't play the game, but I can just see the stress it causes players. But I love how like Machoke just takes you and then back choke slams you into the mob so you can get destroyed by everybody else's attacks. It's the funniest looking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
it's insane how busted Machoke is, but then people don't really say like he's all that busted because he's just a hand-to-hand combatant. I'm like, all right, you tell me that when he's close combating your ass down the lane, in your lane, by the way, because he does not get hindered by another person's lane. He just walks through it like it ain't no thing. It's crazy.
He's the superpower Pokemon anyway.
And then
Go ahead.
well, I'm just saying the rumors of Blastoise coming out very soon is kind of odd because apparently he was supposed to be there since the beginning, and like his other evolutions work, they were functional. Or Turtle is in the game, so I was just like wondering like what's going on with Blastoise. Apparently Blastoise had like a bit of like a very overpowering bug because he's a defender, where his Unite move just literally stunned people for too long, and they had to fix that somehow, some way.
Yeah, but
So-
Rapid Spinner's too strong. I'm just saying.
We don't call that a bug. We call that a over
9,000.
It's
yes over
It-
9,000.
it went through a balance change, by the way. So
Overbalancing. Thank you. That's what it is.
yeah,
Call that
overbalancing.
overbalancing.
It has gone through another balance change. They made Talonflame so viable and has quickly become like my favorite speed type. And I'm actually having more fun in the game when I'm doing like standard instead of doing ranked. Like the farthest I've gone in rank is it great or
As
better?
far as you can get.
Oh,
going
expert,
solo.
expert. Yeah, solo. Like I need a team, And
Yeah, I already knew.
I need a team, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
tell me nothing.
these kids are killing me. I be making it to like 5th rank expert, and then because in a few matches these kids, I swear it has to be kids, just don't know how to lane properly. I have like 2 junglers. I'm like, why do we have 2 junglers?
It may not really just be kids. You got to consider that like a lot of people just don't know how to play.
Listen. I know I shouldn't say it's just kids, but I don't think, you know, mindful people adults especially who play MOBAs.
They don't.
No,
you.
And maybe
You're
they're not.
correct.
Maybe they're not. I shouldn't
Look,
assume. Okay, I shouldn't assume. I get your point.
I'm
I
not
shouldn't
gonna
assume.
get you onto the assuming part.
I'm not going to assume. But listen,
I was just gonna
I gotta
that
blame
most of the
somebody,
students
and
know.
I'm blaming kids.
All right, well, just beat those kids up. Boy.
Listen,
chew them out.
listen. Just tell them to uninstall.
Right.
Work and leave.
Yes. Get off the game.
Uninstall. Please.
Uninstall this free game, please.
Like my new
Hey,
favorite,
League is free
favorite
too.
modern insult. Uninstall, please.
I know. I know League has its people that say to install too, but jeez, man.
Like, we're not gonna make it a whole topic. One
Listen.
thing I wasn't gonna mention, you just reminded me because
Listen.
you're just like, I don't mean to assume if it's Bussy's a boy or girl. I'm just like, bro, Pokemon already has that problem to begin with. I mean, I know my joke was like, whatever, but me and Panda were talking about Gardevoir and Gallade and how only male, like Kyria, I guess, can evolve into Gallade, and I'm just like, why though? And I'm really thinking about it because I'm like,
Doesn't the Pokedex say they want to be like chivalrous and they want to protect?
yeah, but
Who says a female cannot want to be chivalrous and protect somebody?
That's true.
There are female knights.
That's true.
Pokemon already messed up with like that whole situation because at the end of the day, you have only like it makes more sense. Like, all right, like Combi can evolve into like Vespiquen if it's a female bee. I know it makes perfect sense. But it's just kind of like you didn't mess up more than Pokemon already did. Don't even worry about it. Like they have gender specific Pokemon where they didn't before. So, you know, in today's climate, they ain't gonna fly. But I am gonna say I wouldn't worry about it. But also these kids though.
I mean, I think there's a lot in nature that is gender specific too. Like how there's like an all female lizard on an island.
Yes, there is.
They reproduce almost like by cloning. And that male seahorses give birth. And you know, only female bees can become queens, but there are also only female bees that are the majority of the workforce, whereas males are the drones, and they are significantly less than females in the beehive.
That is true actually, because even in the Pokedex, the chance of finding a male Beacomb or Combi, sorry, Beacomb, Combi is like 10%, I think, or somewhere around that range.
So
like
yeah. So it's like the whole gender thing is not really like a
minute.
upset.
Hold on. Did you say it's 10% to find a male and more? No, not
It's
based
not-
on my numbers.
It's
Not what I'm
it's not.
running into.
Okay, well, I know there are multiple Pokemon that are like that. I thought Combi was one of them, but there are actually a few Pokemon that's like it's really hard to find that one gender. Like
I believe it.
What am I getting like?
I'm just mad you said that because I'm like, I kind of want a female Combi to show up and not a male one, so I can get a Vespiquen if I so desire. And it just
and you're only finding males. Okay.
Yeah, at least
So
in
maybe
Y. Maybe they changed
Maybe
it.
it's vice versa. I don't know. It might be vice versa.
Well, if it's vice versa, then they really ignored the law of
Equivalent exchange.
Beat you there, buddy. And I had the pun. So we're on the same wavelength. I'm so glad that we still got that.
Vespiquen.
Equivalent exchange. Now that I say it again, it's like, ugh, never mind. Actually,
I mean,
you win.
Is it so problematic with thing?
No, I'm just like you said. I'm sorry. I don't want you to assume like, well, they already did. So that was the whole. It's a bit, dude.
I don't know.
We weren't supposed to go that far
You
into
really
it.
went into it, so that's why I was just like, okay.
I I just was saying how me and Panic were talking about it. Really, like
Oh,
I was
yeah.
giving the example.
So I was trying to remember the mostly male and not a lot of female lizards, flaming poison lizards in Sword and Shield. That's it's like Salanded.
Yeah, only the females evolve. So
and
that's
they even went into specifics with that. Like that's some.
Yeah, but
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's ridiculous, but that's some real work there. They really went into it. So these people, whoever are coming up with these Pokemon, I mean, whether you like it or hate it, it's some of them actually go into detail with their Pokedex and why this is a thing.
some of them are pretty solid.
I can
I'm not
respect
gonna
the
lie.
effort. I can respect the effort.
I don't like some of these Pokedex entries where, like, it's ice Pokemon. Like all of the ice Pokemon that I ran into in Y are terrifying. Like they freeze their opponents at most negative 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Like three ice Pokemon in a row are just like they freeze their victims like by a lot. I'm just like, why am I in this cave? Like I know that I don't feel any sense of mortality in this game since Pokemon literally don't attack you. But I'm like, in a real world, if you were in a cave and they what's that ghost ice Pokemon that evolved from like just dangerous stuff, man. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not gonna get back into the Pokemon lore being absolutely insane, but I am gonna get into one more thing about Pokemon that I wanted to mention since
wait, let
we are talking about it.
Let me
Go
say, anyone out there, please, I need a team in Pokemon. just
Nope.
please,
Nope.
please.
Nope. No.
You really
Uninstall.
don't though, because I can go into that game, act a fucking fool, and murder. And
That's true, but I want to get up there in ranks, and that's what's holding me back.
Higher ranks is where you're gonna run
not-
into it.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, Skeptic has seen me go into that game, act the fool, and murder. Like I'm just like this.
Pokemon communities need this whole MOBA thing.
It's
I'm just saying.
just the ranks, man. It's just a rank. That's what I need a team for.
That was another thing I was trying to say. All my streamers that I like follow are new to MOBAs. Every last one of them that tried Pokemon Unite, this is their first MOBA. I'm like, oh.
Really?
And they're all getting wrecked. Yeah, dude. It's just like, what do you expect? Everybody's on that Pokemon Unite because it's popping.
Well,
and it's a first time thing for a lot of people.
I mean, Botanic Sage Trey has been wrecking.
It's because he is an epic gamer. he knows he adapts and learns quick because he's used to like competitive. Well, he also is an epic gamer. I don't even think he's new to MOBAs, to be honest with you. But I'm talking about like Solace and Dread. Literally everybody else that you could have possibly mentioned that we at least both know.
Well, okay.
I don't know if you know half the ones that I know. But anyway, I'm not gonna go too far into that. So last bit of critical piece of information about the remakes. They're not gonna have competitive ranked Pokemon battles.
Yay.
I don't know.
Why do you say yay?
Well, I never cared about it. So.
Well, I kind of do because I was drumming up a whole campaign to get all my Pokemon from like Y, Omega Ruby, Sapphire whenever I actually finish that game. Or start that game, I should even say, and Pokemon Sun and Moon, so I can have access to Mons. And I'm just like, or will we at least get player battles? Like, what's going on? You guys are charging us for Pokemon Bank and Home.
They'll most likely keep the player battles. I don't see them getting rid of that. That's kind of the norm in terms of like you can battle your friends, but the ranked battles I never cared for.
I don't get it. Are they gonna drop a game later? Because if they do, I'll be pissed. First of all, second of all, like this is a game about battling, right? You're telling me that the game based around trading and battling, the Pokemon battles, the Pokemon League, the Pokemon everything, that's based around competition. You're telling me there's no ranked? I would have
Well,
slapped the taste out of
that
that man's mouth.
that was the case for the first 3 games. There was no ranked anything. So why does that matter?
Well, if they brought it out, I thought that would have been really cool. I never got to experience that when it was in the most recent gen. Now, that's on me for not buying Sword and Shield, but I wasn't supporting that at all. But the idea is just that why isn't it there is the real question.
Probably
No.
because it didn't do as well as they thought it would.
Or what? It's like you make money off of that. That's just in your game.
I mean, they kind of stream competitions.
No, they're live streaming their tournaments. So the tournaments are separate from any ranked battle that people do online amongst themselves.
That's
And
true.
people can just battle online amongst themselves without the ranked part of it. Like what
guess.
purpose did it really serve?
I guess. I
Maybe
mean, what do I know?
clout.
The Pokemon like battle community has gotten extremely cancerous. So for all I know, it's for the best. But
I don't know.
I mean, trust me, from the tournaments to the actual scene, it's pretty bad. Because it's one of those things where it's not mainstream. You know?
Huh.
Like, the more obscure a community is, the more that trolls thrive. And harassment lives. Seriously. Test me on that. Go to a lesser known, or not even lesser known, just go to a lesser played game. And like, if you're not running into a bunch of hackers or not running into a bunch of trolls, you're still running into a lot of like harassment.
I'll take your word for it.
Like you just can't go back. Like when the Wii got hacked, one of the negative side effects of like homebrew was that you go and play Brawl Online, and then Wario Man spawns, and this is who you're fighting for the rest of the game. You know, like, yeah. But this was well after Brawl's lifespan was like, you know, whatever. Like, I think we were already into the Wii U or something. It was at the end, you know, and then you go on the Mario Kart for the Wii, it's been destroyed. Nothing but people with infinite item like infinite
Wow.
use of items and just infinite mushrooms, ruining the whole entire experience.
Wow.
And it doesn't always happen all at once, but like, bro, it happened, and it happened strong. Like the Wii got ripped wide open as far as online play goes. So I get it if you don't want that to happen to people and their precious points, but it just, I don't know, like, if a community is actively being supported, they're going to patch and stop that stuff. If it's not, then guess what? People just get to do whatever they want. So, I don't know. Maybe that was completely irrelevant. For once, I don't have a tying connection point to that. I just was kind of citing that, yeah. It gets pretty scummy in games where there's not really a lot of care put into it. And Pokemon just, yeah, that was it. Pokemon just happens to be one of those things because not a lot of people understand how to get into competitive battle. It's too much. It's too much. It's a lesser known community, so you're gonna run into a lot of people who are just gonna be hateful. I don't know. They can justify anything because nobody knows what the hell's going on.
Well, them's the works. Got one last subject here that I would like to talk about. It does correlate going into the podcast that I was on about a week ago. So maybe a little smaller advert for my friends over in the 14 community. I was on a podcast with Ginger Gaming Radio with Work 2 Games Brian. We're talking about certain subjects. So maybe I'll just put a link to that in chat, I guess. But we were talking about in-game like online stores for MMOs, and we were talking about if that's like valid for MMOs nowadays. Like, I get why free games have online shops. You know, they need to they gotta fund their game some sort of way. But when it comes to MMOs, where you have to put a subscription on there, not MMOs that are free to play, right? I'm talking about MMOs that you put like a subscription. Are they valid? Should they be there? Should online stores actually have like a purpose with MMOs that you already are paying for? Because as far as online shops for subscription MMOs goes, it was pretty bad. And that kind of brought up the whole, should games have like in purchases outside the game that you've already purchased. Like, we already have sports games that you can even buy more crap in. And I just want to, like, a short yay or nay. Is it valid to have, like, any of these online stores nowadays? Or should we just take that out altogether? Or maybe there's just a different way to go about this.
So by online stores, you mean like those mid-game stores
Like,
that are just like and not like PSN or something.
it's connected in some form, but like the technicality of it, when you're playing a game and they have a shop in it, and that shop goes to something else that allows you to pay for something separate. Like, it could be as small as like a pet, or maybe a different kind of outfit or something like that. And I'm not talking about just like like you can put DLC in there, but like generally just like an online shop.
One thing I do like about mid-game shops I've seen in most MMOs are like when you reach a certain level and there are default weapons that are at that level. Like, if you just so happen to have a weaker weapon and you just want to like have a proper leveled weapon, even if it is like, like the base requirement for it. I do like that. I do like it when games do that. Like, if I just turn level 30 but I have like a level 22 or 25 weapon.
That was supposed to happen. That's my mistake.
Default weapon.
I will delete that message.
Wait, what?
Sorry,
No, I
don't
put
mind
message
me.
in there. That was, I thought I copied something else, but it didn't copy. Whatever.
So like, but I just presented an example of a purposeful store, in-game store. It's minor, very minor, but I have taken notice of it, and it's also in the Division, right? Panic, like, you reach a certain level and it's, oh yeah, here's this default gun that is, it's default, but it's stronger. It's probably stronger than whatever crap you have on, unless you have a special weapon.
Well, it's not really. So the way they do it for you, it's not really in the in-game store. They give you a chest every time you level up. That'll match your gear,
Well,
your what gear score you're supposed to be at.
Okay, well then they just give you more options then, because then there's at the base, at the White House, the White House, there's a you can get like when you make a you know what I'm talking about, like when you go over on the corner and you make use the components you got. Crafting table. Thank you. Could not remember to save my life. Yeah, crafting table. It's like the same thing, right? You're just using the materials you've obtained.
Yeah, for the most part, it is. I guess that's the best way to put it.
But and I remember 14 just has like you can just buy them like a level 30, a level 40, a level 50 default weapon. Which I like that.
14 doesn't have that.
Oh, they don't? Oh,
No.
okay, then those just happen to be there, and I was getting lucky.
So, like, if you're talking about weapons, they don't sell weapons at all. There is none. Cash out.
Armor, then whatever.
They
it was.
have, they have,
Magic book, sure.
yeah, they have like armor, but it has no like level to them. So you don't have to be any level to wear them. They're basically there for glamour. So 14's online shop does not have like anything to give you an advantage, other than a boost. And
Wait. When you say online shop, are you talking about real money or in-game money shop?
real money.
Oh, okay. I don't think Skeptic realized
No,
that.
no, I was talking about in-game money, in-game shop.
Oh no. So like, online shop, I should say like the real money. 14 has that. There are games that you've already paid for has that, and we were having a discussion about that and how 14 has an online shop where you pay actual money for, right? And they recently came out with this big hulking mount that's actually a raid boss that you can now it's a 2-seater ride. You can just fly around with it. It's $30. And you can get it for $30, and people will show that off in game. Some people hate it, some people don't care. For me, I might just get it because I'll just get it. Some people say that it's unethical for an MMO that you are already paying $15 for. Like, why do they need any more money than they're already getting a month? And I think Yoshi P, the director of the game, already said that everything that's being bought in the shop goes back into the development of the game. But I think there's a lot of people who just are like not taking that. Like they're just like, no.
I mean, even if that's true, what about my subscription purchase? Is that not going back into the game?
That's
Well-
probably going to the developers specifically.
Like the $15 a month is probably going everywhere. We don't know where it's going, but it's probably going back to the devs, to the art team, to whoever's going, whatever's going on in Square Enix. People need to get paid, right? I think that's where the subscription is mostly going.
So the extra stuff is a bonus that helps them enhance the game. It's like all the money that's donated to the stream goes back into the stream.
Right. So that's what Yoshi P is claiming. And we as regular folk don't know where the money is going, but that is what he is confirming. And if that's the case, and like they showed proof of that because they're coming out with an Oceanic server so that there's more room for people to play the game since it just got a huge boom as of recently, and they even had to cap people from actually purchasing Final Fantasy because too many people were filling up the servers and it was causing lag issues. People couldn't get on. There was too many people playing the game and they didn't have room in their servers to accommodate for everybody. And Yoshi P had to put out a message of apology saying like, I'm sorry, you can't, no new players can buy more of the game. We're sold out because the servers are getting full and they're packed and we can't maintain it. So
sounds like some Among Us type shit right there.
It's weird because I've never heard of an MMO really like running out of room like that, especially since they're a world company. But he's already said his statement, and it's all based, it's all good because the servers, when someone actually took a look at it, they were being full. They were being filled. They were packed, and Yoshi P saying that he needs to get his latest Oceanic server up as soon as possible, so that people in like Australia have a server to go into. And I thought that was really cool. And people having a conniption about the online store. I don't know if they're thinking about that, and I don't know if they care. But people have been put into a tussy because of the latest mount being a Savage Raid boss. They thought it would have been great if it's something that you could have earned in game, and I agree. I honestly wish it was something that you can earn in game. It looks that good. It is that good. But the fact that you can just buy it in the store kind of like lessens the I guess you could say it lessens the
impact
kind of
earning it,
like the value of it personally.
Devalues your efforts.
Yeah,
because getting cool mounts used to be a testament of your time and effort. I get it.
Right, and that may upset me on like me and my achievement base, but in terms of like now people can find a way to support Team 14. Yeah, I get it. I understand. So it's like I'm in the middle of all that. I have no real like, oh, this is definitely a good thing or a bad thing.
You know what?
Honestly, as long as they're not getting a physical enhancement to their progress in the game, I am indifferent about it.
Well, I think Last Order mentioned it, but I didn't know in reference to what. He might have to help me clarify if that's a purchase thing. But
There
I
are
was about to say
he said there are a couple armor pieces that have stats and experience boosts
that you can buy.
That you can buy, and that's also those same armor pieces that he's talking about were also collector's edition items. I know what he's talking about. Some of them do give experience boosts, like if you pre-order Endwalker, you get an earring that only works from level 71 to 80. It gives you an experience boost, but that's like not. I wouldn't say that's a game changer. I wouldn't say that's like a pay to win. No, not those is what he's saying. Not the earrings. He's talking about actual armor pieces with stats that has stats and experience boosts. Link it so that I can see it.
I was about to say I think that's a old versus new kind of a mindset. You know what I mean? Like old school guys are like, yeah, back in my day, you had to earn everything, and it was all about grades and doing things the right way.
Back in my day, you had to grind.
You had to grind
Grind.
Final Fantasy when you wanted to beat the game's super ultra mega hard boss, and it took time. I'm like, all right, yeah, but like, what if companies realize that somebody doesn't always have that time
Oh no
and
no
they
no!
want the cool thing?
Oh man! You were taught. That's funny because guess who had that same mindset and kind of ruined their game? Blizzard.
Well, I get it, but that's because Blizzard was full of the older generation of people who didn't agree with it. All right. Like, I think that if anybody's in a tizzy about it over 14, 14 never claimed to not have it. Like, I don't know if that's a new thing, right? But like most games nowadays give you the ability to buy the thing. And
Okay.
I don't hate it if it's cosmetic, if
Yeah.
it's something that you really have to go out of your way to get, but you can't because I don't know, maybe you work 2 jobs.
Well,
Like this is like I don't think every single person, like I'm not talking about myself when I say it, I don't have the time because I do have more time. I just don't
Right.
use it for this. But like sometimes you really don't have the time. I remember a long time ago I read an article about how they're just like, well, should you just be able to buy a thing? Or it's just like, well, once you consider that not everybody has the time. They take care of kids. Maybe they have other hobbies. Maybe they have
But-
other responsibilities.
but that's okay.
But like, what's the limit? Like there's experience boosters, and like then there's like I have an advantage in like PvP and actually I
that's
guess that's what it comes down to. It's the difference
But
between
think at the
PvP and
time,
PvE. Really,
it was more so like it was about cosmetic stuff. We're talking way back before it was really a matter of pay to win. Like it was a question of, well, should it be done? Well, companies were obviously going to exploit the pay to win the obstacle, and we all kind of agreed that that was a no. But if it's just cosmetic, and I think that a lot of people are starting to mix the two together. They're just like, oh, you shouldn't be able to buy a thing that's purely cosmetic that requires a lot of effort. And it's like, why not? Like that's more akin to the original argument that some people may just want the cool thing
Well, is that okay?
and
So
support the
let's
thing.
let's toe the line here.
Mhm.
Say that there is a really very very rare melt in the game, right?
Mhm.
And they just so happen to put it in the cash shop. Don't you think the effort that the people that went ahead of themselves, because honestly, if they had that mount in the cash shop and you can either buy it for money or you can get it in game through hard work, just putting it in the cash shop, that just kind of like defeats the purpose of like trying to get it in game.
I get it, but maybe I'm just.
Or you could
worried
think of it
about
as,
sounding
or
pretentious.
you could think of it as a way to get it for free.
That's okay. This is what I'm saying here. If that mount is in the game, like just the same mount, right? And somebody can just pay for it and get it,
Mhm.
then that just defeats the purpose of it being a reward in game. People will just go ahead and buy it. People probably would not try to get that mount through the game itself.
Panic would.
Like,
Oh, hold on.
Thank you for saying that.
like
I think
Listen,
that
Panic is like if I can obtain it through sheer gameplay, I will. Panic is definitely one of those players.
because like honestly, there are people who will be that way, you know, and get the mount in game. But it's just like a slap in the face. If the person spent hours and hours trying to get that through like hard content, and somebody just went and spent $15 on it.
Well, hear me out. Hold on. I think Mark. Oh, I think Skeptic. I'm really. We haven't been streaming. Okay, give me a break. I think he had a decent perspective because he said something very key. What is the perspective? Do you think that it's well, if I can just buy it, then I'm just gonna buy it? And he said it's a chance to get it for free. Well, is that the priority? Is it like we're selling this, but you can also earn it by doing this? Or it's you can earn this by doing this, but you can also buy it. Whatever is the initial what am I trying to say? Whatever is the initial idea of how they're presenting it.
Yeah.
Like
Because
the
like you're-
primary method of
exactly.
getting it determines how people's perspective of what the alternative is. If it was
basically-
primarily a rare thing that you're supposed to go out of your way to get, do this awesome quest, and then it's like, okay, well now we're selling it for $15. Then it cheapens the experience. But if it's something that was originally a buy only thing, and then there's a quest you can just get it for free, it changes kind of like how someone perceives it.
Well,
And
Yes,
if
basically.
you do it as a, we can buy this first and then, oh, now you can earn it, it's not going to be a slap in the face.
well,
But
that's
then
not
the question is,
that's I
should
don't
it
think
be
that's
that way
ever
in the first place.
I don't think like that's probably ever been like the case for 14. They've had in-game events where you can get like certain items as long as you do the event, but if you miss the event and it's no longer in the game, you can like pay a couple dollars to get like that mount or to get that attire, to get that glamour, and that's when that happens. But in the case of what Skeptic is talking about, I don't realistically think that like, 14, for example, would do that. For people who
They
want to
didn't do
get
it.
something for free, they will work for it. For people with the means to or don't mind buying it, they will buy it, especially if they don't have the time. A few people good because they got the cool thing for free.
Yeah, I think you got to take your emotions out of it. Like,
Well, it just depends on like how you're thinking about it as.
Well,
Like, are you thinking about it as here's this product that can be earned for free, or here's this in-game item that we want to sell to you?
So this is, I mean, and yeah, Last Order is right. And I would have to like ask still if the same reward, if that reward can be gotten in the game for free before purchasing, like before they put it on the store, you can get it in game for free. And all you have to do is put in the work, play the game. But then, they just automatically, or they out of nowhere, they just put it in the store and you can just spend money on it. Like how much value is that reward now? We just buy it in the store. Like, it kind of puts people in the tussy because it's like they spent hours trying to get that same reward or item where somebody just bought it in 15 seconds.
that's their choice.
I think it depends on the
feel like-
item. I think it depends on the item.
That
Like,
kind of,
oh,
but
weapon?
that's what I'm saying. It demeans.
Yo, let
the-
Panic go through that because he hasn't said
Oh,
anything much yet.
Hold on. So I'm going to use myself as an example right now. If there is anything in game that is any type of money, and we'll say like $1 to get, like $1 really, depending on how much work it takes to get the item, that would semi demean the item. So like, say if I had to go through 5 quests, 3 dungeons, and like 5 different countries in game just to go get this item. Like, so we'll say like around 10 hours of ground time and 2 times of turning on the game just to get the item when I could have bought it for $1. Then that demeans the value of the item. It's like, why am I going through all this work when I could have just purchased it for $1? But most companies don't do that.
Yeah,
If you see an item that's on sale that had work going to it, it's like $15, $20, maybe $25.
Yeah.
I'm not spending that. I don't care if it went on sale now or went on sale later. If I see I'm going to work for that motherfucker, and instead of buy it, I'm always going to work for it. It is not a matter of, oh, now they just demean the item by putting a money value to it. No, it just means that I got it for free. Bro, I don't care.
That's another thing.
That-
There's a reverse psychology thing that can happen here. And it's like, you have some people who are just like, oh my god, all my hard work, because they just got to buy it. And then there's the other people who are just like, y'all paid for that?
Right.
Like,
Like,
I mean,
like I think it matters if it's a mount, which is an in-game. It's technically an accessory. It does not. It just increases the aesthetic quality of your experience versus like a god sword. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to do this dungeon I don't have to do these 8 dungeons to get this weapon.
well, I'm not disagreeing with any of that because the in-game mount being $30 is a way to support the company, and
That's kind of a lot, though.
you
Like,
ca-
does
you
it don't do
don't-
anything other than fly?
you don't like you don't do anything in game to get that mount. You can only get it through the cash shop. So
that changes everything.
right, and that's what I was saying. For
Hold on.
example,
Hold on, no. what he said, how much they are, not what you were saying. They're $30. I wouldn't pay $30
Yeah,
just
that's
for a freaking mount.
that's kind of a lot.
I mean, I
like,
did.
should be able to
If
fight
you
on that
didn't
mount.
hear me, I said that this mount was
didn't.
$30.
No,
That's
he
fine.
said minimum
That's
though.
fine.
Like
If-
that's how
well-
much they start.
Okay, no, that's not entirely true because the lunar whale's $40. So
Oh
He
my
said
Jesus!
minimum $30 minimum. That means if that's 40, he means that they are going
and there
to
are
be more.
well, there are more mounts that are not $30. There's like $15 mounts, and there are also $20
Well,
mounts.
that contradicts what he says. So now I'm saying, oh, okay. So there are the ones less than 30, but he said
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. It's still a lot of money, dude. That's a game. You're already paying for the game every month.
Right.
Like-
That's what people have a tussy about. They're paying $15 already. So this is
They can't
this
get it in game through gameplay at all.
no, you can only get it through the cash shop.
Well, then quit your complaining, bro. That's nothing new.
And
It's nothing
that's
new.
what people are complaining about is because, you know, it's always been about I'm already paying something, I'm paying the subscription. And people are on the side of if it's like a
No.
mount that you cannot get, why not just put it in game for reward? Whereas
Wait, you made it sound like this whole time that people were mad because it was something you can earn in game, but then they made it available via Cash App.
no.
But wait,
That's the
but wait.
impression I got.
I actually have a point to that. I think people are at that point. People are paying for cosmetic. Why
Right.
are people complaining about giving money to the creators to support the game, paying for cosmetic?
Because well, there's been this little stigma where
Because they
people
want to know.
because money, because it's like they don't want to spend money on
Then
something,
don't.
That
and
Then
furthers
don't
that's
our
fucking-
point.
that's
I'm
that's
sorry.
the problem, that they don't want to spend money for something that is exclusively in an online shop that they can't get like in game. They would
It's
rather
cosmetic.
it,
Shut
it's
the fuck up.
or no, well, it's not just cosmetic. It's also mounts, exclusive mounts that you can
Mounts
only
are
get.
cosmetic.
That's cosmetic. bro.
Mounts
What you
are
talking about?
cosmetic.
All right, we'll count that then. But it's something
I
that
mean,
you
like,
cannot
They're
get.
like the upper end of cosmetic, but yes, it's still technically cosmetic.
Right,
I mean, it's
but
your car, bro. It's like pimp
It's-
my ride.
it's like it's something that is you can only get online in that game, in that shop, and they can't get it anywhere else unless they spent money on it. That
Wait.
is their tussy. I'm not
So then, why is that the tussy? Like, hold on. The whole argument changes now. I thought it was because they were like, you were just like, well, when you make it so that you can buy it, it devalues effort. Like I was, because I don't play 14.
no, because
so
we were talking about the value of something being bought in the cash shop rather than something being rewarded. The
So
difference
then
between the
what's-
two. But in this case, 14 doesn't have that kind of thing going on. They have exclusive in-shop things that they can buy for like whatever amount of money they put it to, but you can only get in the shop. Whereas it is only cosmetic, you can't get it in game at all. You
Okay.
So it can only be bought.
it can only be bought. So you
That's
can't
that's a different argument.
you can't
That's
get
a
it as a
whole different-
reward.
We wasted a whole bunch of time talking about whether or not it's worth it to get it in the game versus just buying it. Then why are you even talking about that?
It- well,
Why
there
would
are-
you focus on that?
There's some stuff that was also in game that is not in game anymore, but you can only get in a shop now.
That's way better of an argument to say, oh well, I missed it so I can buy it. Like I hate missing events and then that's it. Like, can I buy it? No.
Right. So you can just buy it.
if you
But
can,
like
that's a good thing.
the point is that's what people are having a tussy about with the online shop. Because
Who's people? Is this the Final Fantasy 14 community?
it's MMOs in general, but
Man,
this
I'm
is
tired
but
of
generally
MMO
talking base, it is the 14 community.
I am so like, you know what? You guys are all. I'm sorry. Like I'm done. I can't have this argument anymore. You guys are complaining about that. If that's what's happening, you really, I don't know, bro. Change the diaper. That is it's infantile. Okay, they are selling you something. Get over
Alright.
it.
That's
All
what
right,
but to be completely honest, and I am an MMO player, keep this in mind. To keep it real honest, I completely agree with Anima here. Like, it's cosmetic, it's nothing to help you in the game. You ain't gotta purchase it. If you mad because they selling you a cosmetic to help, you know, what's the word? Support the game, then so fucking be it. I'm sorry. They're asking you to pay extra for something that looks cool. Get the fuck over it. That's how I feel.
Yeah, if it helps them develop if it helps with the game development, because I don't get it. They have a store. They say, hey, we have cool stuff we make, buy it. That's basically the same thing as having a store. Their audience, their customers are in the game, so they put the store in the game and they say buy our stuff. That's like having merch. Like, would you buy Final Fantasy 14 merch? Probably. It's like you want to look cool in it. I get it. So why would you be mad about that? That's so dumb. I can't earn it.
It's because it's a very nice mount, and you're like, oh, I want it. How do I get it? Oh, you would have dropped them $30. I'm like, oh shit.
People need. No, I'm sorry. People need to not complain about that. If it feels like a paywall, you got to remember that you're paying for this every month.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna sound weird here, but like the purist in me, I agree with you, Sync. Like, I don't think that they should do that, but I'm not going to pull up a pitchfork over it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh damn, I can say I really wish Square would not do that.
This isn't
this
isn't about me and what my thought process is, because in Frank, I don't give a shit, because I said I would buy the goddamn mount, really, because I know where the money is fucking going. I was only saying that this is what's going on in the sphere. Like, I would rather earn it, but if I buy it and it's going towards something, that's fine. It's not breaking the game in any kind of way. It's not empowering me. It doesn't give me advantage. It's not a pay to win. It's literally like you said, Panic. It's cosmetic, and I'm only telling you what's going on in the sphere and what people will bring up to argue about this whole entire situation.
It's like Anima said, like, it's an issue, but it's so low on the scale of like issues.
It's more or less people have a fit because their fifis are hurt because they can't get something. They can't get something for free.
They feel entitled.
Yeah,
I've been saying that a lot lately. People feel entitled.
And honestly, the mount looks cool. Would I shove out the $30 for it? Sure, why not? It's whatever. It doesn't hurt nobody. It's just that people are mad about the whole online shop. Like, even people coming over from WoW because their online shop experience was horrible, where all the wrong things did happen. You can literally buy gold off of WoW, but I'm not going to get into that. 14's online shop is inoffensive. It does not hurt nobody. And people getting all in a tussy for it should probably think about, like, what they're arguing about. What are they getting a tussy for? Why are they getting so mad?
They don't have anything better to do. That's my genuine idea. I see. The thing is, for me, it's so important to them because it's their way of life, and that's the different perspective here. They do have something better to do, and that's to play the game. Right? Like, they like the game. I don't want to just make it sound like there's nothing to this. There's no value in what's going on. But at the same time, it's like, to be that concerned about it, to where you have to make it an issue. It's just, there's such a difference in the things we used to complain about back in the day. And this is me now creating myself or aging myself as the old guy who's like, well, back in my day, like, we didn't complain about stuff like that. We were excited about it. You know what I mean? It's like, when did it shift to, I don't want to have to pay for it? It's like, well, you used to never have to pay for it. Yeah. But we didn't necessarily have the ability to get this stuff.
It's not
as just an in-game thing. Not everybody had that. That was the argument of, should there be more stuff like that? Well, the answer was yes, and it became a thing, and now people are complaining that it's a thing, and I'm like, why?
I think either it's through their experience or because money is just like really a big issue, which it can be, because that's always the line that's being towed here, is that they don't want to spend money for something. They want
they're just being cheap. I mean, I get
it. They want to have something for free.
You don't gotta talk about
this.
This
is within reason. It's not unreasonable because everyone pays $10 to $15 a month for this game. It's within reason. I'm not calling it an unreasonable argument. It's a weak argument. It's just not unreasonable.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's not unreasonable, but at the same time, is it really a big topic?
No, it's not.
It's not. You
guys are the worst kind of a thing. It's not.
So like, you spend $30 on a mount, you have it, good for you, right? And people who are arguing it should have just been an in-game reward are looking at like how much value it could have had just being something that could be earned.
Oh.
And
Well,
what
what's
like
more important here, the dollar value or the fact that it costs anything? Because if it was only $1, would people still bitch?
if it was $1, I don't think nobody would be saying shit.
And okay, then, so it's really the price. That's
Right.
the
It comes
okay.
down. It comes down to people not wanting to spend money. It's that easy. People who play the game and probably have priorities not really straight,
Mhm.
wanting something that is really cool looking, admittedly, being a reward.
Now, I'll have to admit, in my opinion, 30 is a bit much. Like, I know that that's like probably the standard for 14, but like that's a bit
That's
much.
it's not really the there is a Halloween there was a Halloween mount that was like $15. Somebody has real bad feedback going on.
Oh.
That would be. Hold on.
And there's a horse that I got that's $20. And you can they're all store exclusives. You can't get them anywhere else.
That shit, 20 is better than 30. Like, damn. Like,
Right. It ranges all it's all different price ranges. $30 is
Like-
not the minimum.
I feel like 20 should be the cap, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just me.
Okay, well they have a $40-something
Yeah,
eight,
like,
but
hell, no.
Okay, the reason for that is it's the first 8-seater in the game. So
Oh, right. They have group mounts. I forgot
Right.
about that.
So it's
forgot about that.
It's the first 8-seater, and it was promoted to support Square Enix when nobody can go to the Fan Fest.
Mm,
So, and at that time, it was like, I think it was still like $30-something at that time. It had a price drop,
mm.
but
We're
I can-
really pushing that line.
I know because it's almost like the whole like, would you spend money on Opera Omnia kind of thing, and I always think the answer would be no, but
Right, but like, and again, 14 is an entirely finished, polished product that you pay monthly for, mandatory.
I don't think it's really that big of the biggest issue, and I said this in the podcast that people who want to buy something in the shop and it's not harming nobody, it's not changing the game or its economy, why not let them have it? Like, the real people who are changing the economy in the game are the crafters who are controlling the market board. But
So the Tom Nooks.
of course, man, we gotta control the market board. This is our market. we are the Mafizo. We take control. But
So in-game capitalism. Got you.
exactly. That's how it's run, bro. I just think it was a topic that I didn't think it was like all that serious, yet people really in the community is making a tussy out of it. It's interesting to see how people are just mad because they have to spend money on something. And I think
I mean, they don't.
I think well, they got if they want the mount, they have to spend money on it. So
Wait. I'm sorry. So that word there, half, that is the reason why I'm saying, not to you, but to these people, get the fuck over yourself. Because it would be a very different story if you had to spend money on this to progress through the game. Not even like a pay to win thing, literally like in order to progress.
Paywall.
Spend this money. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. That is not what this is. So it doesn't matter.
Is this a multi-seated mount? Sync.
yeah, 2-seater. It's a 2-seater.
A 2-seater, and the other one was an 8-seater. Like,
Okay, I'll give Square. I don't know if other MMOs have done that before, but like if not,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty creative. I don't know why it never dawned on me to have a multi-seater mount. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front.
but
Whether it's worth $30 or $40, I don't know, but that is pretty cool. I would pay 20 something for that. That's not. I think that's pretty cool actually.
I'm not going to invalidate that you say you wouldn't pay 30 for that, because that's fair. But the fact that people have a problem with paying for something in a game that they've already paid for, when it's only cosmetic and is not necessary to have, that's the key word right there. The fact that it's not necessary to the game is why it is okay for them to put a value on it. Because I'm sorry, a monetary value on it, because
Yes,
it is
I agree.
as Anima said, is in-game merch at that point.
Right.
Either you buy it or you don't. So, and again, shut the fuck up, deal with it, go about your day. I don't care if you
Yeah.
play this game 100% of your lifetime or 50% of your lifetime. It ain't necessarily the game, therefore it ain't got to be there in the first place.
Those numbers are far too high, but I get your point.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
They're
it's
just
all money,
jealous. They're mad that they can't afford the really cool stuff. That's really what it is.
I don't.
They want the cool stuff without having to pay the money. they mad.
I mean, yeah. If you were to oversimplify it, yeah, yes.
Keeping up with the Joneses. I mean, I'm just joking here, but like on a low key note, like yeah, sometimes that's why people are mad though. Like they can't afford it, or at least they think they can't, and they're just mad because they're like they want it, but they can't have it.
And you know, and I feel like their feelings are perfectly valid. I'm not invalidating they're able to feel that way. I would feel that way if I was a 14 purist. I would totally feel that way. But again, I'm not going to go online and be like, "Oh, Square is wrong for it." No, because they're not.
They're not. I feel like if you're playing a game, you obviously have time and money to burn. Like I just don't. If you're complaining about not having the money for it or not being able to do it or whatever, like then maybe
in theory, you should have the money for it because you pay for the game, but that's a different argument.
So like, I get that because what it ties into is that they've already spent $60 upon 30 upon 60 upon 60 or whatever, depending on whether you got a collector's edition or not on the expansions. You paid the base game, you're paying for the expansion, you're also paying $15
to maintain the service.
Yes, and plus if you have additional retainers, that's $2 more for each retainer because you only get 2, and there is an inventory problem in the game for some people. So think of it, think some people may actually be spending $20 a month. And when you have something as cool as this mount being in a shop for $30, some people think it's unethical, and they honestly would say, "Oh, this would have been a great in-game reward for people who play the game."
That's a lie.
Unethical.
When.
Yeah.
That's all I hear.
I need that meme of Mr. Krabs.
But these are the arguments, and I can only say this, and I can give you an example. It is not the WoW cash shop, right? The WoW cash shop was egregious, where there are things that for instance, the boosts that helped bots farm gold and pretty much cheat the system, and having people pay in-game like actual money to boost people. You also have the WoW token, which is the most egregious thing because all that does is just give you gold, which kind of broke the system in its own little way, and it just propagated a whole bunch of unethical shit in World of Warcraft. And that's just the WoW store. But that's if some of the people coming from WoW is coming in with that, which has been some of the cases, then they just need to know that's not the case for 14's WoW shop. I'm sorry, online shop. That's not the case. That's not the case. There is no way you can get Gil from the online store. There's no way. You can't do it. You can't get something from the online store and then sell it on the market board.
Can I purchase Gil?
No.
with cash Monet, I cannot purchase Gil?
You cannot, because once you start buying actual like in-game money off of like any store for actual cash, it starts breaking the system. It starts breaking the economy within the game itself, and WoW's economy is already absolutely destroyed.
Can I purchase classes?
No. Well, you can purchase a boost to get your one job to level 70.
Hold on.
Wait, do you have culinary classes that I can purchase?
This nigga said, "Can I purchase classes?"
Can I pay to win in 14? Point me to the games where I don't have to dedicate any time, but I can be like top
Last-
50.
Okay, let me address something to Last Order, because he said this before, and I don't know if he's being a troll or not. But
He's not.
that money that you get is literally only 500k, which gets you a little bit of help with that boost, so you can get through and buy your stuff. That
Well,
little
also-
bit of money does not change anything of the economy within game, because you literally have billionaires in terms of Gil.
My
And in terms
goodness.
of the market board, it's still money, but it does not change nothing. That little bit of 500,000 can give you a little bit of help. If you want to buy anything on the market board, that money's gone. 500,000 does not last.
So basically, don't use the market board.
Like, I mean, you can not use the market board. That's fine, but eventually you will use the market board. You will use the market board. Eventually, that is going to happen.
This
But it
sounds
does-
very specific.
But it does, and he says it's significant, but it's not all that big. 500,000 gil
Gil.
is nothing burgers. It really isn't. It helps you get through maybe the MSQ. Probably help you get a some armor that you want to purchase from maybe NPCs who are selling it for already thousands. You can buy in-game high-quality crafting gear with it. You sure can. You could probably get 4 pieces, if not 5. And then you still got, like, your accessories. You still got your weapon, which is hundreds of thousands of gills. So, like I'm saying, it does not matter much.
Man, y'all take that out. Y'all take that to the room where it happens. I
He
don't
thinks he says it's very significant, but it's not. And that's
know. I can't add to this. I have no idea.
4
what's going on
pieces
anymore.
is a lot for paid money. Yet 4 pieces out of
arguing
12
the
slots,
value.
sir.
Wait, we are
These
arguing
actual Final
the
Fantasy 14 players.
arguing the value of a in-game money.
Mm.
How far?
Like,
That's why I was like,
do
can
you
I buy Gil?
do you want to know? Do you want to know how much a good in-game piece of gear is? It's
No.
$1 million.
well, okay, you don't, but let me just give you an example. It's like over 100k, right? It
Oh.
can be over 100k, and the
That's low.
weapon could be even more.
Yeah, it does. I get what he's saying. I think you're arguing like you're in the weeds. Before you really talk about the value of an in-game item, like or any of that, the point is that you can buy Gil. He was just answering the question as yes. You can do it. Whether or not it's gonna make a difference doesn't matter. It is true. You can buy money.
Because
Is it gonna
is
is
it
it gonna
gonna?
be a pay-to-win situation? Probably not. But you can buy Gil.
Yeah, but you can. I
Pay
mean, like
to-
you're
pay-
gonna buy a
Pay
boost.
to advance slightly faster.
Right, like you're gonna get a boost. You're gonna get armor already for your character in that job, and then you're gonna get 500 gil. The WoW token is a different beast, is what I'm saying. It's like
Make a video. Save it for the video.
like
content.
where he's talking about 500k. You know,
It's just all going over my head. I don't know the first thing, bro.
if you have
And
money to burn,
that probably
you
will
can,
go for anyone else who's like watching
So-
or listening who doesn't know what you're talking about.
All right, so what's more egregious, 14's Gil or Nintendo's E-coins?
And look, Nintendo's more egregious. Period. This is I'm so over it. I forgot that Pokemon Bank was an annual subscription. I'm like,
Yo, that's crazy. Pokemon Bank is hilarious.
I'm like, this system is not worth. I don't care if it's even an annual thing. I'm like, the fact that my thing expired, I was just like, oh, is that why I deleted this program?
so
Sheesh.
so no, you can't buy an infinite amount. You can only buy one per account. Starter. You can't buy like an infinite amount of boosts. You can only buy one
Wait, ever in your
on your
Uh,
account. On your account, you can only buy one per account.
What?
I think it stays active at all. At all
oh
times.
okay. I was like, what? Nani? What? That is a problem.
You're talking about WoW, correct?
No,
so-
not in WoW.
Oh, you're talking about 14?
right.
Oh, okay. I don't know then. Does
Does
it
the
stay active
boost go
forever?
away?
So, players will be able to purchase one per account. Wait, no, no,
He said,
no,
I
no, no.
can't confirm, dude.
What,
Wow,
bro?
science.
How long do these boosts last, sir?
Wait,
'Cause,
so
like,
you
there's this-
scienced this? You've actually
He
spent?
labbed it.
He labbed it?
Oh goodness.
Can you take me off timeout, please, so I can participate in conversation?
Yeah, dude. Why is he
No,
still
go
timed
back
out?
in the corner.
Oh, because he dared me to. He said you won't do it. You won't do it. And I was like,
How long was the timeout for?
I don't
Today?
know, because I'm still timed out. Because I
Refresh
said
your page, bro. 600 seconds.
I did already.
Oh, damn.
he was like, you won't do it. You won't do it. Oh, I won't, huh?
Just go troll in the YouTube chat.
Here, let me see if I can untime you out here. So apparently he labbed it, and he said that you can actually buy an infinite amount of boosts.
Mm.
Mm.
So there you have it.
Wait,
And
hold
there
on.
you
You won't get used to the boost, but the money is yours. You won't get to use the boost, but the money is yours. So wait, is this like a thing? Like,
It's an exploit?
is that an exploit?
He labbed it, bro. It has to be.
Can you get an infinite amount of 500k for $25? Because from what I know, you can only get one boost per account.
Oh, I think he. So is this like a combo deal? Like you get money and then the boost?
Because the package is the boost, the gear, and things you sell
Right.
for money.
Right. So you get all the other stuff. You just can't use the boost anymore. So you can
get
get
the
infinite
stuff.
money.
See, he got you.
Wait, so this is definitely an exploit. Because then the boost is the only thing that you can't use then.
Correct.
Hence, whales can exist. See, science.
Wow.
All right.
So tell me
What's going
then.
on?
So tell me then, why isn't anybody doing that?
That better not be Square Enix at my door.
Oh, Final Fate with the
What the hell?
FBI, open up.
I'm blaming Saints.
We got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
It's a stupid
Knock
amount.
it at,
It's a stupid amount of
Blackwood
money to
Films.
burn. $25 per 500,000 gil.
I mean, not to the whale.
So, I'm about to say if I just drop a cool stack.
But
I'm
is
just
that
saying.
but is that the same? Is that the same problem as the WoW token? Is what I'm saying? Is what I'm gonna ask you?
I would not quite.
Because like, if that's an exploit that you can use off the cash shop, then that just makes it more egregious, wouldn't it?
I feel like this has been addressed and we just don't know. This is worth googling.
I think based on what at least Final Phase adding in is that it isn't worth someone's money to even go that far because of how little it is. There's probably better ways to get it, so that the only way that will happen is if you're on some like GameStop stock shorting nonsense. You're out specifically to prove the point that it can be done. Like, not many people are going to be tempted to do it. Apparently, that's what I'm getting.
Wait,
from
how
the
much-
general vibe here?
How much is a WoW token? I should probably add one.
It isn't though. Hold on, let me go back.
Because if a WoW token's price is $20.
It's like buying a Big Mac menu for the straw or meal, I guess. Dang. And you can just get the straw pretty easily, or buy a bunch of straws.
All right, yeah, WoW token is $20, and you could spend $20 to get 100k gold, and 100k gold can mean a lot if you don't have the time to farm gold.
I mean,
I see.
you could just play the game. I've been told that works as well.
He said if you don't have the time.
Yeah, he says there has to. It is possible if someone so decides to go off Thanos on everybody.
Man,
But okay,
you need to
so
rethink your current life status. If you
the temptation is low, but if there's some deranged multimillionaire that can do some damage in 14, I don't think anybody would actually just go out of their way, spend $25 each.
so how about your boy from Black Desert then?
I was about to say that. I was just about to say
Oh,
that.
that's a whole different thing though.
I mean, let his ass migrate to 14.
And
right?
decide
But what is he winning though?
no.
What
the game-
exactly? What,
He's
what-
not. He's a lot of people do things not to gain, but to take away from you.
You sounded very much like Ignis in that very moment. And I don't mean in what you said exactly, but in how you said it. It wasn't even an Ignis thing to say per se. It was just like the delivery of that was very Ignis. That's a scary amount of channeling of his energy. It's like something. It's not even repeating. It's making me
it's
laugh.
it's elementary sync. Like not everything people do is for the gain.
Because the guy who went into Black Desert did it because he wanted to be the best.
That no one ever was.
There ever was, yeah, clearly.
Obviously.
I mean, there is a leaderboard for 14, isn't there?
Mm,
how
there
do you get up
is,
there,
but
though?
there are
what's it based off
leaderboards
of?
for multiple things.
Right. Like what? How do you obtain? Like what puts you on leaderboard status? Like is
Like,
it your cash flow or your?
No,
Like-
it's fastest clear time, fastest progression. But if your cash flow allows you to get the best equipment, so you can get the fastest, better equipment from progressing through dungeons, and then get the fastest progression.
Maybe
on these
that's the
things,
case.
Yeah, it kind of dominoes.
Maybe that's
But-
maybe there's
But
like the case of
seemingly,
that.
that's not gonna happen because it would take more time to probably buy the money to help you get faster stuff.
Well, the best gear in game is craftable, and which you can do. It's craftable and you can purchase on the market board, but better gear is what you get from doing the harder dungeons. So
Right.
they can't purchase it. They have to actually do the content.
Yeah, I know, but when you use the money to buy the gear to allow you to complete the content, so you can get the better gear
That-
in order to complete the content faster. It's
Yeah,
a domino
You can
effect.
get the gear. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to do the content all the way, because that requires actually like playing the game. You can't just get gear and be like, all right, I'm better for it. But then you try to go and play like a savage raid and your rotation sucks. You can't really keep up with the rest of the crew.
Your
your
rotation
DPS is fucking low. You can't heal the tank. You're a shitty tank or something like that. That's really what toes the line.
Gears
But
down.
but I can see what you're saying. Like, what if they could just
Neji has left the chat.
Huh?
Disgraceful. Your rotation is.
I could see if somebody like wanted to, in this process, get several boosts so they can have the money to buy whatever they want in the market board for like $100. Boost whatever class they want to 70, then take the time out to actually get from 70 to 80 because you can't boost from there.
Mm.
Get to
I
80,
thought you said you could.
huh?
I thought you said you could boost to 80.
You can't. Only from 7. You can go to 70. Can't boost to 80.
So there's no boost from 71.
You can get an earring from Endwalker's pre-purchase. So
That's
what
a
if
boost.
that's not a boost? That's an experience bonus. That's an accessory. A boost
sounds
is
like
a boost.
Experience bonus.
Listen, a boost is when they go like, okay, I'm gonna buy something and now I'm just 70 in a second.
Oh, what the hell? That's not a boost. That's a cheat.
Oh,
That's a
That's hacks.
no. That's
That's
what
why
it's called a
Yeah,
boost.
that's why it's only one per account.
What
Okay.
the downplay of the of the name?
Yeah, I feel like now that I know what that is, that's. Excuse me.
Yeah,
much time
right.
did you
Like,
just
wait, is that's what we're talking about now? What kind of? That ain't no damn boost. That's
Once again, the
cheating.
whole argument changes now that we
It's-
know what the hell you're
I know.
talking about.
Like, that's straight up cheating.
That's a thing that's been in MMOs everywhere, but that's a thing, and that's
Not
people-
to that effect.
The
Yeah.
malarkey.
Yeah,
It's-
it's a lot of levels to buy.
You said you
What-
jumped to
what's-
level 70.
What's been in MMOs this whole time is you'll get an experience boost to get you to level cap
Bro,
faster.
I
Usually,
thought that's what we were talking about.
yeah,
Oh my God.
I did too actually.
That ain't no damn
That's
boost.
why I'm saying this distinct. Like,
oh my god. I've even explained this in the past when I
Bro,
started
that's
talking
not a
about
boost.
boosts.
You gotta remind us. I don't even play the game, bro.
Well,
You
I
follow
don't,
the
no.
game.
I don't
My
think
God.
I don't think I have to expect like Anima to understand since he doesn't play MMOs. But
So then
Skeptic,
tell me at least. Tell
Skeptic,
me.
and
I never. When you said get to level 70 because of this item, I thought you meant progression. I didn't
Oh no.
know you meant. I didn't know you meant Infinity Gauntlet Snap. Like the hell?
No, no, you're
And, like,
there.
And played off. Oh, it's a boost. Like that. That's like words that people make up to like hide what something really is.
But you want to know what's hilarious, though? You want to know what's absolutely hilarious? That would
Wait,
only work for people who have been playing this game for a while and just wanted to make a new character and didn't want to go through the process. That's
Right.
why that exists. That's exactly why that exists. Because if a
Mm.
new player did that, it would be very detrimental to them because they
Wait,
don't
wait,
get to learn.
How much do these cost? Again,
they're like $20, I believe.
bro.
And it's only
Let me see.
one per
I
account.
don't know.
And
I'm
that's why it's only one per account. That makes
Hey,
a
Can-
whole lot
can I
more
ask
sense.
Another
Yeah.
question.
That was my
When you say-
confusion. I was like,
Oh
wait,
yeah,
what?
it's 25.
When you say one per account, like, do you mean that? All right, when you have a different account, like you
By
have a different
account.
character.
Yeah.
You can have
Wait.
multiple characters on one account.
Oh,
on,
apparently-
on one account, yeah.
Okay, apparently no.
Okay.
Apparently it's not one per account. Apparently you
Okay,
could
is
just since he labbed it and you could
One
just
per
keep doing
character?
it.
No, the boost itself. I'm talking about the boost itself.
Like the buying the boost. You can literally
Yeah.
spend $100 and get like 4 boosts. But you can
So to
But
each character.
He said, no, for one character. But he said you don't get the boost effect. You just get the equipment.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. The boost itself.
Oh, the
that's
purchase
why the
comes
boost-
with more than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was established, but I didn't know that was like a
My-
jump straight
where I
to
got that
70.
idea is because back when I guess you could say back when I was playing with a bunch of friends, it was capped at 1 boost per account. So
Okay,
I don't know
so
when they
you
took
say
off the
one boost
restriction.
per account, like now I'm confused.
About
all
2
over
months
again.
ago.
No,
So
not
they
not
took
even
off-
2 months ago. It probably was a long time ago. But
So can you
2
boost the
years
same
ago.
character more than I don't get it? Like the same.
No, because
No.
once that character hits level 70s, it's futile.
Okay, so you can boost each of your characters.
Can you?
can you?
That's
We're
what I'm getting out of
asking.
this.
Yeah. No. That's what we're asking. Anima. It's like I don't know. I've never used it. So
Well, that's-
last order.
This is what I'm
Help us.
saying. When the boost came out, and literally it was like this when it began in June 16th, and I'm looking this up now. You can purchase a job level boost for $25. This item will boost a single job to level 60 when it first came out,
Okay, so one
And-
character.
and players will only be able to purchase 1 per account until a patch comes in. So that was 4.1, and that was Stormblood.
So in theory, I can have 4 retainers. See,
So-
here I go.
So that was that was my inception of the boost, because back in the day you can only get 1 per account, but you're saying that you can get multiple. That's
Per character. I guess you can.
that's egregious in itself. But
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
So let's get this into a more understanding. So a boost is an item that you can get in the online shop that will take a job on one of your characters and instantly make them level 70. Instantly. No work required.
When you say a job,
Class, whatever.
class.
That's what they're called in 14. Jobs. That's what they're called.
okay, but
and-
that's just one character, 1 per character, or can the character have more than one class?
That's where I'm confused on, and I think Last Order would know more than that.
Your character can have more than one class.
Can you? Yeah, your character can have all the classes, all the jobs.
Right. But you
And-
can have multiple characters as well on one account, Anima.
Right. So then, can you boost each class?
Yeah, sure. Jump into VC.
Oh yeah, jump into VC. He's only the 5th roommate after all.
But
Let
If
him
you-
explain it verbally so we can help. Like I'm brain melting.
because if that's the case, and people do start buying a boost for $25, and the boost become invalid, but they can keep the gil, which is 500K, then they would have 2 million.
Well,
two-
we already got past that. We
Right.
know that's a thing.
But I'm thinking of the concept of how they could pay to win.
So yeah, right. Like new argument. Is this a pay to win tactic?
Well, Last Order has arrived. Let him speak.
Hello. So
Hi.
essentially, it is because it is a level skip. right? It's not a boost. It's a
Yeah,
level.
right.
skip.
Level skip. Yeah, call it what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, yeah. You're
Tradition-
literally going from
Traditionally, it's called a boost.
Isn't it a
Coin,
boost?
coined,
Like,
by,
No.
coined by Blizzard, okay?
right, but it is what it is. It's a level skip. So
Like-
you literally start from getting the class, woohoo, to like max level. Yeah. So what is that? That's
I'm like
pay to win,
like
right?
Not max
implies
level, not max level. You're 10
no,
levels
but like
away.
you're 10 levels away, but that's
bro,
huge.
it's max level. It might as well be.
I mean,
I've
it's
seen how
not.
long it takes to
It's
get
not
from
as
1 to
bad.
70.
It's not as it's not bad as like WoW, where they get you literally 2 levels away from
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
So
But the thing is, like you said, like, oh, you can't get to level 80. Like, yeah, you can. And just wait until November, get the boost from Endwalker, you're at level 80. You're at the maximum level of the
Bro,
previous-
Joe,
basically
bro, I'm talking about current times. I know you were playing on words on that, but like I'm saying, you can't get to max with a boost.
No, you can't. No,
You
can't.
cannot.
But the thing is, 10 levels compared to
I mean, but it's so
80.
minuscule thing. It's
Yeah. that is the definition of
10
pay
now,
to win.
granted,
Well, 10
granted,
levels
that
is
10
all of
level.
Well,
That-
10. It's not minuscule because 10 levels is all of is Shadowland. Shadowlands. Oh shit,
Yes, it is
Shadowbringers.
Shadowlands. Oh my god, burn this man. Make an
It's-
effigy of him. And
It's
burn him.
Shadowbringers. It's all Shadowbringers content. So like, if you're starting out the game and you just boost to 70, you're starting Shadowbringers. You have to go through that content to get the dungeons, to get the raids, to get to endgame. You have to go through all that. That's not
Yeah.
small.
Great.
It's not small,
mean-
but it is compared to the whole game.
I mean,
it
yeah,
is-
yeah. Let me play 14 from A Realm Reborn naturally and
yeah.
compare that time.
Yeah. Let's not forget, it's not just the level skip that exists in isolation here. It's also the story skip, which allows you to skip everything up to
I'm
the
sorry,
latest
what?
thing. Yeah, story
Yeah,
skip.
you
No,
can
no,
store
no,
skip.
no.
Yeah.
That's
And
why
that
I
also
no.
comes with 500,000 gil. That also comes with 5. Actually, the bigger one, the one that you can pay for more, it comes with 1,000,000 gil because, like, it comes with 2 story skips instead, like values worth.
And
So,
what
yeah.
is the purchase price of that item?
It is more. It is more, but it's not like inconceivably like
50?
out of no, it's
Less?
not that high. I forget how much.
So
it
you
is.
can apparently
less than
boost.
50.
It's nowhere
Wow.
near that.
You can
It's like-
you can
for
apparently boost.
US, I think it's like what?
You can boost apparently every
30-ish,
single
40-ish,
job.
something around there.
Is
That's
that
not
is
50.
that right, Faye? You can boost.
Because then in Canada it was like around. Yeah, I can't remember.
Well, hold
'cause
on.
It's been a while
I
since
gotta
I
see
bought
this
it,
because
but
it might be more egregious than
yeah, it's not inconceivable for someone to buy it, and
It's not
people,
at
like,
all.
Well,
Well,
like,
now that we
who-
know the
people have bought
gravity
it.
of what the
Like,
boost itself
the
is,
guy
then
that
it
we
makes
like
way
to
more
make
sense.
fun
My man
who
said,
bought the
"Oh,
story skip and
you
hated the
wanna be
story because
in-game?"
the story sucks and because he didn't experience the story."
But you like, okay, he's going on. He's going on another situation, but like,
All
you're
these details,
capped
like-
at 70. You're capped at 70. That means you have to actually work to get to 80, and
Yeah.
that in itself may or may not. It varies depending on if you already have a class to 80 and already have the content to just get 70 to 80. So if it's like your first character or a character you're just making, you have to do the work to get to level
But-
80.
Panic has said the
I mean,
only practical use of that
Do you
item so
not?
far.
Do you
No.
not?
No, sir, because really, a new person, a completely new person, can literally just buy the story skip, can literally just buy the level skip, and there you bang, they're at level 70 in Shadowbringers. They did not have to do anything prior to that. They are in Shadowbringers, working on their last 10 levels, working on the last expansion. So
That is work, though. You can't just
Yeah,
discredit that as
but,
not work.
My guy.
That is
Yeah.
that is
Like,
work.
no, Sink. You're talking about skipping all the essential, knowledge that you pick up from playing the
Like,
game.
I'm
Like,
not
lore-
discrediting that. I'm saying the effort you have to put in to get from 10
No.
to 80. There,
No,
well, how is
Okay,
that? How is
wait.
that not
70.
effort?
Sink.
When you
Okay.
have to learn,
What's the-
you have to learn the fucking game.
Sink,
Wait,
take the L
sir,
on this
Sink,
one.
please.
No.
See, okay. Tell me, in your opinion, the on the scale of effort, me playing from level 1 naturally to level 80 versus starting at level 70 to level 80, how do they compare on the Millennium scale here of like comparison?
I'm not
It's like,
saying
You're
getting-
implying that they're equal.
I'm not
Yeah, you're
implying.
implying that it's not a
No,
big
I
deal, or
never
that-
said it was equal. I said that there is some work you have to put into. It's
Put a
not
number to that.
like
I
you
need a
guys
number.
are. You guys are saying
We
that
just need you to
going.
clarify, bro.
I'm saying that going through the Shadowbringers expansion
Mhm.
does require you to do shit in
Yeah.
order
Okay.
to play
And
the
that's true.
fucking game.
I-
I
no,
did
no,
not
that's true.
discredit going from 1 to 70 or 1 to 80 is not work. I said
Whoa,
there is
hold
some
on.
work you have to put into to get from 70 to 80.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
So,
true. No, and I
That's
never
what I've been
discredited that
saying
either.
the whole time.
No, but
We're
I
saying,
never
like,
discredited
how
that. But I'm
much-
thinking,
how
like,
much is that work though? You're not giving a value to that work, and it's
Bro,
causing
you
us
have to
be-
go through Shadowbringers. You have
Right.
to
Don't know
get
what that
the
means.
dungeons. You have
Sir.
to, you don't automatically get the dungeons. You go from 70 to 80, you have to go through the story. So people can skip the story, sure, but they still got to run around, do shit, all these MSQs, go
How
through
many
the
hours is
raids,
that?
go
I don't even know
that's
what an
that is
MSQ
I don't know.
How many-
That's main
how
scenario
many
quests.
hours?
Main
I need to
scenario
know the
quests.
hours.
That's the main story that you have to go through. Those are the quests that you have to
Yeah.
do to
The
progress
problem
the
is,
story.
What
So-
what Sync isn't mentioning, or because like he's taking it for granted for those who don't play the game, is you have a whole base game of what's called a Realm Reborn. The base 2.0 thing is like you have
Right.
to go through that. You have to go through the expansion pack, like the updates past that point.
I don't
right?
think
And
you're
there's
getting-
quite a lot.
I don't
No,
think
no.
you're getting what I'm saying when I'm not discrediting that.
I know,
I'm
no,
not
but
saying
what I'm
that's not a
saying is,
lot
why
of
I'm
work.
saying
What's
that-
going on?
What I'm saying is that because like these people don't realize like the amount that you are
that,
skipping.
and that's what I'm trying to get out of him.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
The amount that you're skipping is so much more than the amount of work left to do. Because you're skipping a Realm Reborn, you're skipping the updates for a Realm Reborn, which are a lot. There's actually a lot of updates post a Realm Reborn. Then you're going into Heaven's Ward,
Heaven's word.
which
Ooh,
is
I
a
remember that.
whole new expansion.
That's you
Then you have to go through all the updates past base Heaven's Ward.
guys are not.
And then you're going to Stormblood. And then you're going through all the updates.
You guys are
past
not
Stormblood.
hearing me when I said
No,
that
we
there-
are.
No, because I'm
my
not
point is-
because I'm
yeah.
not discrediting the amount of work that you have to put into from getting to
We-
1 to
yeah,
70.
yeah.
I'm not
We're
saying
not saying
that.
you're
No, think,
discrediting
think,
it. We just don't know
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
We have
We-
no
we-
idea.
We get
I
your
need you
point,
to
but there's
explain
still
that.
there's still work to put in. We get that part. Totally, it makes it like you still have work to put in, but compared to the work you get to skip, I myself will call it pay to win. I myself will call it pay to win because it lets you skip so much and be in relevant content.
Well,
It is relevant content.
That's what I didn't argue that neither.
Yeah, I know, I know. That's
You didn't
my
make it
argument here.
clear either.
Like,
But,
We
like,
didn't
just-
say you
just to-
discredited
I
it.
need
Yeah.
someone
So,
to put a
we
number.
Yeah,
don't
just
know.
just
to
to
this
just to clarify for those who don't play, because like we play Sync. You and I play like
Okay, okay.
but
The amount of-
to lay it out.
Like, okay.
Mm.
The amount of work, and I never even got to the part. I was just describing items in the shop. And I never even got to the point where it's like the amount of work that you have to get through Stormblood
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
shit ton. And
Yes.
I never got to that point.
But
And
imagine I don't know what a shit ton of work looks like in either case.
you guys never
And
let me get to that point.
We were asking you to kind of consolidate your argument to.
That's
just
what I
tell
was
us
trying
by
to
a
do.
number. No,
Well,
you
you were
weren't.
moving-
We needed
you were
a
moving too
1
damn
out of 10
slow.
scale, bro.
No, doing too damn slow. I said, okay, let me start
You're
over
going
then.
into too much
Let me
detail.
start over then. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say right now.
Okay, go for
Getting
it.
a level
5-year-old girl.
boost, okay, is $25 fucking to get through
Okay.
Stormblood.
There we go.
Going through
Okay.
Stormblood, going from 1 to 70 is a shit ton of story and a lot of content that you're missing. It is literally a there you are. You're at level fucking 70. You can
I mean,
also
we don't-
apparently
I don't know.
shut up. You can also get you can also get a boost apparently multiple times on different classes. So you
That's
can
a
get
good-
a samurai, you can get
Yep.
a healer, you can get
Yep.
apparently a tank to level
All of
70.
them.
And
All of them.
and
You can boost
Bro,
all of
that
them.
sounds like
so
pay to win to
apparently this has changed since the first time it came out, which you can
Yes,
only
it
get
has.
capped at 1 per account.
Yep.
Don't know when that happened. But here's the thing, right? That 10 levels that they have to go through. If they're a new player, then yeah, sure, they have to put in the work because Shadowbringers is like 25 hours of content, if not 30. I'm not really too sure, but it's a lot of hours. So
Wait,
What?
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
wait.
wait,
oh,
30?
what's more than that?
wait.
It's
more than that.
Are you sure?
Even
Shadowbringers?
if it's more,
Shadowbringers?
if the base game is more than 30 to 40 hours of content,
No, the base game, bro. The base game is hundreds of
Huge.
hours.
It's huge.
then that's
yeah.
the point we're trying to make.
My brother, let me tell you, when I said that I wasn't discrediting that I just never got to that point. I said that was
No,
a shit ton of content that you have to
Wait,
go
wait,
through
wait,
hundreds of
wait.
hours, my man.
But
And you
wait,
never-
Sig, understand what caused this confusion and like mistranslation is like you presented it, you didn't mean to, but you presented it as if it was like an argument to be made when 2 to 300 does not compare to 20 to 30.
No, not in any case, bro. And I'm telling you right here now, like all that other stuff you said went over my head 'cause I don't play the game. The whole idea is I wanted to know how much of a skip was this. That's why we were telling you to like
Yeah.
put a number to it. You
Yeah.
didn't say how many hours you're skipping through the one boost.
You know
Now,
what? You know what I'm gonna
if it's
say?
hundreds
You know
of
what I got
hours-
to say to you?
What?
What do I got to say to you?
What did I do, bro? I just wanted to
Shut
know how
up!
much of
Shut
it
up! I'm trying to say something to you. Okay?
Fine.
You hear me?
Listen, I'm listening. What's
Sorry I
going
didn't elaborate that well. Okay.
on? Okay. that's
Oh my
okay.
god, he apologized.
Sorry I
did
didn't
it.
elaborate that well.
Oh my god, we
That's all
won.
we needed.
We
Okay.
won, people. We won.
I wasn't even trying to win. I just wanted to know.
I
I'm
know.
like, bro, I don't
It's
know.
it's hundreds of hours of content that they're missing when they take the boost,
Mhm.
and
Well,
it's a
missing
snap
or
of a finger.
skipping is a whole
Skipping,
different
skipping,
argument. I'm just-
skipping,
hey.
and it's a snap of a finger when they do these boosts, which apparently
Yeah.
is not limited anymore. So they can boost each and every apparently class. Is that right? Can they not only
Mhm.
just?
Each
Let me.
class.
I have to double check because there's
Yeah,
no way.
no. I will tell you, I boosted several classes on my main character because I just didn't want to go through that.
again
But,
and
yeah.
again and again.
Yeah.
That makes sense in the context of
And
already beat
it's
the
not
game.
limited to that one character either. You can do it for as many characters you want. So if you have alts on different domain, like what data centers, totally do that. Also on even different servers, you could do that. Also on the same server, I've done that for videos.
Well, those
Yeah.
are ults. I can understand if you're doing it on
Yeah,
ults,
but there's
like,
no limit as to how many you can buy.
So-
That's my point. Is there's
so-
absolutely
skip
no
works
limit to
here.
the amount you can buy.
So
Okay.
the original argument is it pay to win? I mean, like if you're skipping
is.
hundreds of hours and then hundreds of hours
It
and
is.
then hundreds of hours.
Well,
then yeah,
okay.
Because it's not just that. You're also getting money. You're also getting gear.
right. Which if at first isn't a lot and in the grand scheme of things isn't a ton, it's still capable of being a boost more so than the actual boost. And that once you have all the classes, now you still also got all this money. You can just
Yeah.
have as many characters you want. You get money each time, and maybe not a significant amount, but enough to kind of get you started. It still is a decent amount of time that you would have had to spend getting it,
Mhm.
not needed to be invested, which is a
Right.
huge deal.
It is a huge deal.
In my
It-
opinion, just outside looking in, anytime I get an opportunity to skip hundreds of hours with 25 left, that's a huge deal.
It
You
is.
you only need to really do the story skip once, so that's only like
Yeah,
one-
yeah. The story skip is
25.
only once, right? Like,
And
but like
the-
in terms
the
of the level
boost-
skipping,
Yeah, the
yeah.
boost apparently is multiple $20 to.
And that was
Oh,
funny.
multiple
This man
$25.
said, well, you still put in work in those last 10 levels.
You can't
Like,
really you can't discredit the 30
No,
apparently
no,
more
no.
hours that Shadowbringers
definitely.
bring.
You
I,
can't
I
discredit it.
absolutely will discredit it because I spent 400 and you skipped all of that. Fuck you.
No, relatively speaking, it's insignificant to the amount that you have skipped.
I can't say that either
No,
because it's
no, but
not.
also with the level skip itself, not just the story skip. Let's say for example, the level skip, right? You can buy those multiple times, so
That adds up.
it only adds up, right? It only goes from there. It's a saving of this many hours times how many classes you're wanting to do it for.
At least
Right.
for the level skips.
I'm just
Yeah.
not. I'm not going. I'm just sitting here, really not discrediting how the length of
Mhm.
Shadowbringers is what I'm saying. Because
Oh yeah.
I don't
no,
want to
definitely to
downplay
begin with.
how many hours it took
Oh, yeah.
me to get through Shadowbringers in order
Oh, yeah,
to get
no,
to level
definitely.
80. And
But-
that's what I was trying to convey.
Mhm.
Because it almost
yeah.
sounded because Skeptic sounded like he was really downplaying,
No,
saying
that's
that that's
me.
like a
I am.
fraction.
Like those two aren't, but I am. Let me
'Cause-
tell you, your little 35 hours ain't shit. I spent 400 to 500. Fuck you.
4 to 5. I mean, for what it's worth, I think Asmongold got through ARR not
Mhm.
like he went through 3 days worth. 3 days worth is 24 times 3, right? That's like 60. That's like
nonstop.
That's
72
like
hours,
72 hours. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know where the fuck that
Do
came
some
from.
math, buddy.
That was 72 hours in A Realm Reborn, and he's just going to continue MSQ.
Yeah.
Now, if that only takes like maybe 20 hours to get to Heaven's Word, 20 hours to get through Stormblood, right? No, I think Stormblood was longer.
Past 100 hours.
Stormblood
Right.
is longer.
Right, and
Stormblood is longer. Yeah.
yeah, Stormblood is longer. I'm just saying, like, how Skeptic is viewing this for me is just like he's really discrediting how many hours.
I am
it
very
is.
much I am very much oversimplifying it because I personally can I feel the pain of 1,000 suns of 500 hours rain down, and you just do like 20 something.
And I'm saying that that's not the case. I know you're exaggerating. That wasn't like, it's at most you'll be at like 100 and something, maybe 120 hours at the most, I think, when you get the Shadowbringers. And after that, that's still like 30 more hours of more content that you have to put into.
That's if you're only doing pure story, and if you can do pure story.
Okay, well, not 30 hours, maybe 20 hours, right? 20 hours? 20 hours would be fair if you're just doing MSQ and leveling.
I don't know. I don't know about
I'm
that.
way outside of my element here.
I don't know about that. I have to look. I've never scienced it.
Well,
Oh man, this
too
is
much.
funny.
It's too much.
This was funny because it's like the slow
Because like
amount
well,
of feeding
like
of
think
any,
like
critical
the entire argument changed when you said that the boost was not a boost.
The skip.
And then
It's a
changed it further.
skip.
You said that it was a story.
I
skip,
got
and
used to
that
calling
story
it
skip was, like,
boosting
100
because
hours.
WoW coined it as a boost, and they have a boost culture where they just
Mhm.
boost their ults to like 2 levels away from max level.
Mhm.
And for like 14, it's 10 levels away from max level. And
Yeah,
even,
but
even still, like, you still have to go through Shadowbringer. So that's why I said you have to put in a little bit of effort, at the very least, like the tiniest amount of effort to get through Shadowbringers and to get to level
Yeah.
80.
Yeah,
I suppose you do.
So my opinion is this whole system of skipping, this whole thing, is pay to win. What's your opinion on that?
1,000% agree. From
If you-
Skeptic.
Like the whole system, the whole
whole
thing, the whole
system,
shebang.
I
Yeah.
think for the most part it is a pay to win, because once you get to 70, you just have to work to get to 80. And
No, it
when
isn't.
even when you get to
It's less
80,
offensive.
even when
I'll-
you get
I'll
to
give
80,
that.
you still have to like do in-game content to get the best gear. You can buy them with the guild that you got, which
Mhm.
at that point I hope it's not 2 million. But it's depending on the server. Some of that gear is over 100k. The weapons will always be 100k, if not somewhere
Yeah.
around that ballpark. So
Mhm.
like that's why I was saying 500 gil ain't nothing, because you already spent it.
100K.
But if
Fine.
they take what's going on in the shop, you could just get multiple 500k gil every time you buy that boost. Then yeah, that is taking advantage of the system.
You know what's great too, Sync, is that if you focus on getting the tanks, right? Tanks share gear, or like DPS, like some DPS share gear. If you do it that way, you could even save more money. You just have to buy the weapons.
Well,
Spicy tech.
That's what I did. That's a whale. That's what I do.
wait. Okay,
From the
so
whale himself. Let's go.
when you get the paladin thing, don't you get the paladin? Okay, so you get the paladin.
Yeah.
gear.
So what I'm saying is that, like, what I mean is that, okay, sure, you get your level 70 paladin gear, right? But that's not the point. Like, the point is to get to level 80. Once you get to level 80, right? You can just buy yourself like, what do you call this? A Dark Knight boost. You can buy yourself a warrior boost, and that money will contribute to your tanking gear, because the only difference between those three is literally just their weapons,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it makes it a lot more cost effective too.
So I mean, the gear, the weapons, let's say, and actually I know this.
I shouldn't be
it's
telling
like-
you my trick of the whale shit.
It's like 100. It's between 100 and 200k K. So each weapon, there's four of them. There's 4 tanks. So you're spending 800k.
You can only skip 3 anyway. You can only skip the the Dark Knight, the
Oh yeah,
warrior,
because
and
Gunbreaker can't do it.
not yet. No, not
Okay.
until Endwalker.
So So 3. So okay. So then you have 600k gil that you spent out of the
1.5 million.
out of the 4 million that, or yeah, the 1.5 that you have, and then you have to get the rest of the gear, which can vary very heavily depending on like what server you're on. So it could be 50k, it could be 100k, and since you spent only 1.5 out of the 6, we're looking at 700k left, and you can use that to get maybe, I would say, maybe 7, even 8 pieces of gear out of the supposed 12. What was it? 12 slots? 12 slots?
Because
no, 11
because
slots.
because 11 slots are shared, right? I mean,
Right.
like, wait, how many pieces of gear? Let me see. I'm actually in the game. Why am I not looking at this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 slots are actually 11. Sorry, because that's a shield. 11 slots are actually shared, right?
Right.
So you can just literally get all 11 slots with just what you have and still have money left over for weapons. You can
So-
literally gear yourself up if you get lucky with the prices.
So all you have to do is spend literally
$75
to gear
Gear
up
up
3
3 tanks.
tanks.
Yeah.
And then, still having to level them up to level 80, bot your way through, and get to the point where you can spend your gil that you have just gotten out of the shop to get the gear to do in-game stuff.
So, but you see how it's still possible, right? To actually kit yourself in end game crafted gear, high quality crafted gear, without really doing much outside of just
Now,
leveling.
How many?
job.
So how many times can you buy a boost? You can buy a
As
boost.
many as you want.
Really? Can you do it
Yeah.
for? Can you do? So you can buy as many boosts as you
can even-
want. You
You
can
even
buy
do
it for the same class.
Yeah, because I've accidentally done it. It's like, oh shit, it's like, and it works. Like, oh, okay, I still have
So
the money.
in this case, would that be relative to that of a WoW token?
I don't know what the conversion rate for a WoW token is though.
So like a WoW token is over 100k gold. And
100k gold.
and
How much?
pieces.
How much is a WoW token exactly? Like, how many WoW tokens do
A
you
WoW
get for how much of the price?
WoW token differs, but generally it's $20
$20 per one.
per one token. Yes, and one token
okay.
is 100k gold.
Oh, so then there we go. And what? Because like, what are the buying prices like in terms of
So,
gear?
For gear, and you have more slots in World of Warcraft than you do in
Hmm.
14.
Oh, what's the
uh,
average piece cost?
It's over
Yeah.
100k. It's over. It can be as high as like 200k gold, or
Mhm.
even 300k gold. No, yeah,
Okay.
300k gold. Sorry. Yeah, 300k gold. Like, getting best in slot could cost you millions upon millions of gold.
Right. But in terms of like, what do you call it? Viable and
Like shoulders can go from 150 to 300k.
But like in terms of what do you call it? An equivalent to our high crafted like max, like crafted gear, high quality crafted gear. What would you say about?
So I guess if we're gonna convert it,
Hmm.
their highest gold count for like armor piece being like
Mhm.
300 something.
Mm.
I guess it would be relative to 200 in its own conversion,
Mhm.
because the gold that you can get from the WoW token, it's only 100k
Yeah.
and some change.
So be judge me all you want for me to say, but I'm gonna have to say the FF14 is more egregious.
You would say that?
Yeah.
Because it's because of
Yeah,
that
it's-
conversion rate. And
Yeah. Plus you get 500k. Like for the same amount, you get 500k, and our stuff is actually cheaper.
right? I mean, still,
So no, it is more egregious because the conversions say this. Like if you think if it is like comparing just the two, it is the more egregious of the two. Because there's literally no limit for you for this thing either.
I mean, there's no limit for the WoW token either.
yeah, but there's no limit to this either. So, but you're getting 5 times more, right? And if
Yeah.
the armor pieces are comparable in price, it's still more egregious because you're still getting 5 times more.
Just to get to that point in rank.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I don't know, because you can buy a WoW token and just farm that for the gold, right?
Yeah, because 100k gold. If you're saying that high level gear is like more than 100k, then it only gets less and less egregious. That gold gets less and less egregious because it's only 100k.
I can't say that, because there are pieces of gear in there that, like I said, is you would have to spend a whole bunch. You have to spend a whole bunch of money. So you're spending literally
Right.
three. You're trying to get 3 WoW tokens. That's $60 to get that one piece of armor, which is 300k gold.
So that's why I'm saying it's less egregious than Final Fantasy 14.
How-
Like I said,
I'm not
you
really sure.
literally
I don't
you
think
literally just have to buy three like like just for the tanks one. You just need to buy the 3 tank ones to fully kit a tank.
No, I don't think no, that's not the case then, because if you only need to pay for $75 to get to get to where you are with all of your tanks, you're spending
No.
literally. Go ahead.
I think what we're talking about is 2 different things. I think it's more, for me, it's more egregious in terms of how much of a power creep advantage it gives you, whereas you're thinking of more like value for your money, which is worse.
Oh.
And I would agree. Like WoW is much worse value for your money.
Well, you
But
told
in
me.
terms of power creep, sorry, yeah,
You-
we were talking about 2 different things. For
Right.
power creep wise, Final Fantasy 14 is so much worse.
Okay, so having the advantage in a cheaper
Yeah.
rate, 14
Yeah.
has that down.
Mhm.
Whereas where WoW, you're spending
Mhm.
even more money, but you're not getting everything you need anyway.
Yeah,
So you have
yeah.
to spend to get more
Yeah.
tokens
Yeah.
just to not get the advantage. So I would say WoW hands down is a lot worse when it comes down
WoW
to
has
that.
yeah, when it comes to value for the money you spent, yeah, definitely. But
And-
for me, like I equate the word
So-
egregious and power, like in terms of pay to win, I equate the word egregious to how much of a powered advantage it gives you per dollar spent,
Okay.
not how much value does your dollar. Because like you like for me, I'm against pay to win. So for me, egregious meaning bad means like which one gives you more of a negative thing, and for me that's power creep. And
that
so
would
for me,
that's definitely that would definitely give you the advantage in 14 where
yeah.
it's cheaper.
it's cheaper. Yes.
It's cheaper to get to that.
Mhm.
And I would also have to say that you get to that point, you'd still have to play the game to get best in
Of
slot.
course.
You still have to play the game. Whereas in WoW you can buy best in slot, which ultimately you can buy best in slot. And when you buy best in slot, that doesn't change the fact that you might suck in game, which is
Yeah.
also what I would say in 14 as well.
Yeah.
You play Savage and still suck in game.
Yep.
I would say the cheaper egregious one is 14, but monetarily wise, I think WoW is just a whole lot worse, because it really does feel like it's just trying to take your money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, in terms of scummy business deals, yeah, WoW is worse. Yeah, I agree.
And I just did not. I didn't
Wow.
know. I
WoW's
didn't.
trying to take your money, but 14 is trying to help you skip nonsense.
I didn't know you could actually just keep buying it.
Nope. you
Which, because the first time when it came out, you could only
Mhm.
buy one
can.
per account. That was
Yeah.
the thing when it first came out, and that is the only time I ever actually took notice of it. Because a friend of mine said, "Hey, I want to play with you in Stormblood." I was like, "Oh, just play through the game." He's like, "No, I'm gonna buy a boost," and he got up to 60, and then I had to teach him how to play the whole game, all of it.
Now that's very annoying.
And I was like, "Okay, you good now?" Spending weeks upon weeks of teaching him how to play the game. He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." I was like, "Yeah, okay, now start from the beginning with every class." That's what and he was like, "Can't I buy more?" And we come to find out he can't. So that I did not know they actually took that off.
It changed a long time ago, but
And that's just the advantage of just skipping.
Yep.
Like that. I mean, it's still bad.
it's pay to win.
It's still bad. And this doesn't change the overall thing about the store though. Like it still doesn't I still don't think it like destroys much of like what's going on in 14 right now. because the economy is still held by the balls by crafters
Mm-hmm.
who can just craft their way out of anything, and they like, oh, you brought money, I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna set the prices on the market board. That's why I said, like, with all the boosts that you're spending and
Mhm.
getting that 500k gold, the crafter already has billions of gil just
Right.
waiting to take yours.
Right.
And they can make pretty much anything. They make like other essential items, whether it's culinarian, potions, and it doesn't have to be equipment. And the person who spent $200 to get these boosts, the only advantage is to themselves, not really changing the game. That's what I'm saying. I guess I should define that, because World of Warcraft has it that there are boosts that get you to 2 levels away from max level.
Mhm.
And it matters with what pieces of armor that you get, because those stats can vary from like doing in-game dungeons to
Mhm.
PvP,
That's right.
which
yeah,
is a
they have
big
PvP
scene.
gear.
which is
That's
a big
right.
scene in World of Warcraft that
Yeah.
kind of just destroys the game if somebody comes in and just pays their way in to getting best in slot.
Yeah.
Whereas people will have to go through dungeons to get their best in slot and have to put in the hard work.
Yeah, and what's nice is that our competitive scene, our PvP scene, has no actual gear. So like,
Right.
nobody has any gear advantage whatsoever. So there's no pay to win in that sense.
And that's because I was taken from the perspective of that. Just the
Mhm.
reason why I say 14 doesn't really seem like it's destroying the game for anybody else with the shop,
Mhm.
because for the most part it is pay to win, but it's for that one person, right? Like,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and it's the same thing. Pay to win is for that one person.
It's a pay to win that doesn't alter the state of the game.
Right, because
Yeah.
Black Desert, the dude who spent $250,000 is wreck owning in PvP because he bought all that. And
Stupid
that
insanity, man.
that destroyed the game. Well, that is destroying the end game of Black Desert. So to be specific, it's like saying, I guess this is comparable. Pokemon Unite, where you can pay for the you can pay for more you can pay for like gems that allows you to also get like tickets in a form, so that you can pay those tickets to get a certain resource or item to upgrade all of your equipment up to like level 30 or level 20, and then you
Right.
wreck people in Pokemon Unite. It's kind of like that.
Mm.
And I guess because 14 doesn't have like a PvP scene, that
Well, we do. We just don't have
it's
gear
small.
requirements for it. Like,
It's-
there's no gear requirements either. So like, that's a huge difference, right?
and it's not as prevalent because not a
Hmm.
lot of people do PvP, or it's not
Yeah.
that big of a scene as well, where it's like a competition. There's like
Right.
championships for it.
No, but what I'm saying is that even if it does blow up, it doesn't matter because gear makes no difference there. It's literally
Right.
just your skill and teamwork that matter there. Like, there's just literally no PvP gear. Like, we
Right.
come in with level 1, you're as powerful as that guy with like full end game like raid tier gear. Like, there's nothing changes it.
Right. So that's that's what I was trying to get at. That's why I disagree with people complaining about the shop, because there is so many people complaining about how it just destroys the game, or it destroys the whole, I guess you could say, the community situation with the game, but it's just people complaining about the fact that this cool looking mount is not something you can get in game.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't listen to those people.
Yeah.
I've just learned to
Yeah.
ignore them.
Back to the original argument. This here mount.
It's like, why would you?
But-
And then, the thing to the mount was like, okay,
No.
yeah, sure. Like, if you want your achievement, fine. But that's why I was saying earlier, like, the only thing it hurts is the people who want my achievement, like, as if their game achievement defines their life, essentially. Because it's nice to have a mount, like something cool like that in the cash shop, because like it gives people access to it, and it's not like it's like limited like stupid Genshin Impact. I will say that it's not limited, right? There's like, you
Right.
can save up your money and buy it at any time. It's available to everybody, which is really nice. Like, and you don't have to buy it. Right? You could even wait for the freaking sale.
So, I mean, what do you think? You said it was free to, it's basically pay to win 14, but
Mhm.
how bad does it mess up the game? This shop here. Even with
See, the
boost.
thing is, our economics are shielded by those whales at the top. Well, not what whales, but like like the big wig billion gillionaires out there, right?
Right.
But those guys aren't gonna be here forever. And who's to know that the people replacing them have nearly as much money, right? Like I'm saying, we're lucky right now, but things can easily change, and then all of a sudden that 500,000 gil from thing might not be so insignificant anymore. Like it all depends on who's at the top of our market, controlling our markets, and how long are they gonna stay, and who's gonna replace them. Like, do they have the financial gil means to actually keep it up, or is
I mean,
a
that's
level right?
that's a point to think about. Sure.
Mhm.
I still would say that it's like the shop is
Like-
not really changing much within the game
Yeah.
right now.
Current state, yeah, no, it definitely doesn't. It definitely does. But I'm saying like, there
And-
could come a day that it will.
I mean,
Okay.
that's hard to say since
Yeah.
actual fucking billionaires of Gil are
Yeah.
in the game, and I
But I'm-
don't think they're going to be removed from their throne anytime soon.
No, but like life situations change, they could also pass away, right? That's what I'm saying. Is
I
that
mean,
you
they
don't
can
know
move
what-
on from the game. They
you can move on from the game. Some tragically pass away, right?
mean,
you have to account for everything that can possibly
There's-
happen.
There's
So-
also the sheer number of people who have literal millions upon millions of Gil just in their pocket.
Mhm.
It's not a small amount, especially
Yeah,
in
it's not a
crafting
small amount.
servers. And seeing how we're getting, hopefully this works out where we're getting, data center transfers, or
Mhm.
we get to visit people. Others, hopefully there's a certain rule and limit to what they can do, because then it just become buck wild. But we already have servers, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
go around like buying each other's crap and coming
Yeah.
back and doing some real markety businessy type stuff, and
Yeah,
that hasn't really, I don't know if it's destroyed the economy, but it's certainly shifted it in the way for those
yeah.
people.
It has
And-
shifted local economies
Yeah.
definitely, and server economies to be kind
right.
of frank.
And
yeah.
who is to say that they aren't people who bought like seven boosts and they're just spending money? I don't know. But from what I can tell, for the most part, these are like plans and concoctions that are made usually by crafters and marketeers that are just paying close attention to that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that even the boost that does give you Gil,
Mhm.
it just feels like it's not really doing anything of a change.
Mm. Well, for me, it's still paved to win because it does give you an advantage. It gives you an advantage. Like, no matter how big or small,
It does.
500k isn't insignificant. It's not insignificant. Because 500k, if you were to earn that on your own from the very start, that's a lot.
I mean,
That's a lot.
by the time Asmongold, before he got donated 1 million Gil, by the time he made it to like Heavensward, he was over 500k.
Yeah, but do you see how many hours that was already?
I mean, by the time he reached
That's a lot of, but that's a lot of content, though. Is what my point is that there's
yeah,
a lot. that's a
I'm
lot of
just saying.
content
I'm just
involved.
saying. Like by the time he makes it to Shadowbringers, he
Mm.
would probably have 1 million or more because he
He'd
just
probably
played
have
through the
1 million.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that 500k in the beginning, and I did not know you can repeatedly do this. So now that changed the game entirely.
Yeah.
Then that is a paid advantage, and I did not know that was like a repeatable thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Because of the fact that I didn't know that, maybe lots of other people.
I know. I just let the secret out. Shit. I ruined the economy.
I don't think people will shove out the money.
No,
That's too
no.
much money.
It's a stupid amount of money, really. The only reason I found out is because I made a mistake. It's like, oh yeah, shit, I already boosted that one. Oopsie. And it's, oh, it still worked. Okay.
You buy multiple boosts, that's like, ugh. I think
Yeah.
that takes away less. I literally need to farm a few hours to make 500. I'm sure the gold in WoW is harder to come by. Yes, it is. There
Mhm,
used
it
to be
is.
a limit of 5 mil per retainer.
Yep.
This is where the elegant pieces actually sell for way more. Very start, sure, but when you are at the game where you skip to, the 500k is way less. Yeah, effectively speaking. But what Last Order is saying is that they could have more because
You know,
multiple
also,
boosts.
let me tell you another secret. If you worked on your, what do you call this? Your Dome and Enclave, and if you have the patience of like a saint, you can make $1 million from just the 500. Because like, you remember the NPC there who buys donation from you pays double. So you could essentially make that into $1 million if you have the patience to do it. That's a lot of patience, but you could essentially get 1 million gil from the 5k gil, so you can double it. But you have to be very patient, or you have to have friends to split up the thing for, and like trust that they don't take any for themselves.
That's a lot of technicality.
It is, but you can make $1 million. I'm just saying it's not impossible.
That's a lot of because all that, I don't know, for somebody who just wants to come in and just get to the end game, which is a lot of people, I don't think they would go into that kind of work.
Well, for someone with like a huge entourage of trustable friends, that's easy.
That's a lot. It's a lot. So I
Mhm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But all I'm saying is that there's ways. There are ways. Like it's like stupidly improbable ways. But if someone is stupid or like or like bored enough to do it, they can totally do it.
It's not
They
worth
can
the
totally
bucks.
do it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not worth it for a normal
not,
person, right?
It's
But
not.
there's
It's not worth it. But like, since you're saying it, yeah, somebody can do it and somebody can take advantage. And if that does happen, people will start making a stink about it.
Yep.
Because then, if it does have a real tonal shift within the game, they're going to have to either limit the boost, which it should have been. Honestly.
It should have.
It should have been a thing. And yeah, that's it. They should have just limited the boost. Like I don't care if you boost. Honestly, it's what you do. Whatever. But don't come in and boost and then start talking shit. Don't.
Yeah.
You did nothing. You spent a week and then you paid a boost.
Yep.
And then you tried to do hard content without knowing.
I mean, power to the people. Like for me personally, right? You know how I used to make guides. I literally skipped to keep in track of making those guides. But
Yes.
like I spent like hours and hours of like studying the actual like through like class guides of people who actually played it. I spent hours upon days learning that job just so
why
I
you
can
don't-
actually get down.
Yeah, that's why you don't do it no more because it's too much
Yeah,
work.
it's too much work and it's too much money, to tell you the truth. So yeah.
Well, that's it. That's all we have for the podcast. It went way longer than it should have.
Everyone left already.
I will
Except
say
for Faye.
I apologize
amazing.
for my idiocy. So,
Oh, it's not idiocy.
or my not frankness, or my not good way of explaining shit.
No, it's fine. It was fine. It's just that, what do you call this? Anna and them were just asking for like get to the point kind of thing. But you were making good points though.
It's more or less maybe my brain was assuming that there was an assumption that Skeptic would know a lot more, but not Anime.
I didn't know shit about that skip nonsense. I can tell you that. I was like, what?
Yeah. That's
Oh, goodness.
that's a total different game, but like that still comes down to the question of is the shop viable or not?
Viable?
Like
Viable to who?
So is I shouldn't say viable, but should the shop be there? Because I think it should. I think it honestly it deserves to exist in some form or fashion.
I think so too.
People want the shop gone.
No, that's dumb. No, because the people who like other than the level skip and stuff like that, like the shop is purely cosmetics. So if people want to support the company, it's a perfect
Well, I
place.
mean, we just talked about how it's not just purely cosmetic.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
it-
that's the thing, right? Like there will be people who buy those skips and stuff, and people who probably found, oh my god, they have money there. Thanks to me, they probably will buy more skip shit. But anyway,
If
no,
that-
I think the shop is totally viable. It's totally viable. It's totally like it should be there.
I mean,
It's just I think they should reconsider their skip stuff. They really should.
I think that's the only thing that they really change.
Yeah.
Because I always assumed that it's one perk.
Nope.
Just should have been.
It should have been.
Because then you're asking people to just take advantage of it.
Yep.
which they say like, what if you don't have time to play the game? It's like that's nobody else's problem than that person. Sorry.
True.
I'm sorry that you don't have time to play a game. Maybe you should move on to a different game that doesn't require so much of your time or something.
That's the hard truth, right? I mean, of course, that's a hard truth, especially if you really, really want to play the game. But if it's at to the expense of everybody else, yeah, then you have to kind of rethink it, right?
Like it's like Anima doesn't play MMOs because he never will have the time to play it or invest in it,
Right.
and
Right.
that's fine.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't have a time to play anything or do a bunch of things that they want to do, just rethink what they're doing. Maybe you can't play the game. Maybe you have to just move on. I don't know. Unless you find some way to make time.
Yeah.
Can't always play Smash Brothers all the time. There's other games to play.
Yeah. Real life comes first. Real life comes first.
Really want to play on some other server. Yeah, maybe you have ults. That could be the case too.
My God, I haven't been able to play on the other servers too. Remember the whole thing is like, I don't like, I'm not like the other streamers who make you come to me. I'll come to you. Yeah, I haven't been able to get that up.
The guy that went to them make a Japanese ult.
I did have a Japanese all set. It's like, oh, I don't have time anymore. So yeah.
So that's all the time we have, really. The other two checked out, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
And
Well, no, Anima's still here because he may not physically, but he's still on.
Skeptic,
Yeah.
you should be gone. I know that for a fact. You should be doing things. Well,
Yeah, well, you know.
being the papa.
Yeah.
I'm multitasking. Like every time I muted, it was a baby noise in the background.
Is Mini
Oh.
Skeptic in your hands right now?
No, he's now laying down officially for the past 2 minutes. Of the past 30, he wasn't. So they're
Skep
okay.
Junior.
Yeah, got Skeptic Jr. in the background sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Promise it won't be as long, although it seems that a lot of people do like it when it's weird.
It just depends on what chaotic influences is stagnating through
Well,
the air.
If it's between, I think it's between either panic. Always, I think panic is always like the best way to mediate things. Even though his name is Panic. Skeptic has a way of sowing chaos. Anima has a way of continuing and controlling the chaos.
Controlled chaos. Mhm.
And I always, for whatever reason, rip and tear and create unintentional chaos.
Yes, that was pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's a pretty good description of you lot.
Like, it was all fun and games until you said level skip. And I was like, man, fuck you. You kidding me? My hundreds of hours.
The
How
truth
dare you?
came out. The truth came out.
It's like some of us are trying to control the chaos. One of us wants the chaos, and another accidentally brings the chaos. It's like, ugh, this is not gonna end well. Anyway, thanks for dropping on by, everybody. We'll see you next Sunday.
Take care.
Get out.